about it, guys. Yeah, no big deal. What's really exciting for me is that apparently there's not a single team that is mathematically out. Apparently, at least that's what I read.
There isn't, but
Escape have some like really crazy
there is only
scenarios.
one scenario where Escape can actually get through. They have to win both their games 2-0, and then they have to rely on a specific set of results, allowing them to go into fourth place. And even then, it will be a tiebreaker.
But
so they're not mathematically out. But
no, come on, Paul. I'm gonna ride this train, but. You have to say that the matchups that Escape are facing today are probably some of the better ones that they would have faced the whole entire group. They have to face up against Alliance, who they know the best out of any of the teams in the group. And they also have to face up against TNC, who by no means is the worst team, but they're also not the best team. Maybe they have a chance against TNC. That is actually perhaps the tougher of the two matchups.
Indeed. How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing great. I'm just thinking just how
Just playing a bit of DOta over there?
No, I'm actually looking at the table because I can't remember it. It's a lot of things
lot of numbers there.
Yeah.
Very, very confusing.
I watched a lot of these games yesterday, as we all do. And, I mean, I'm looking at it, and the teams that I think have the potential to do something, I think Liquid are capable of some ridiculous plays. There was a game yesterday against MVP Phoenix where they had no right to win this game. And they turned it around and just out-executed them, and it was just beautiful. So I think the way the tables are now is actually pretty much the teams that we're going to see.
All right, well, we'll get into that in just a moment. But first of all, I just want to remind you that the social media channels are all up and ready and willing to take all of your comments and your replies. And also check out facebook.com/Dota2. Also on Twitter with the official hashtag #Ti6. And if you're not subscribed to the Instagram, you damn well better be, because it's awesome. So make sure you're on the Instagram channel as well. Plenty of exclusive content on all three channels, and we do want to hear your predictions as to who you think might make it through in the top 4 places of both groups. Let's take a look at those groups right now and show you who's in Group A and who's in Group B, who's made it through, who's on the bubble, because there's plenty of stories involved in both groups. In Group A, in particular, doing well. EG, defending champions, they have 8 wins right now. Mathematically not certain of making the upper bracket, but it would take a small miracle for them to not go through. Likewise for OG. They have 7 points, so they're not absolutely sure of getting through yet. And Wings, again, having a much better day yesterday, are on 6. Where the real interest lay, though, is in the middle of the table. TNC with 5, Alliance with 5. Both of those two teams have to play Escape Gaming today. One has to play OG, that's TNC, and Alliance has to take on EG. So potential slip-ups for both, potential wins for both as well. And if should they falter, LGD and Na'Vi are right there, ready to grab a couple of points and push themselves up into the top 4. As we said earlier on, Escape with a little bit of a miracle on their hands if they want to get out of trouble. Group B, eHome, 9 wins, 1 loss. The only team confirmed in the upper bracket of the main event so far. DC mathematically not there, but they have 4 points clear of VGR and MVP, so they're almost there. Then we have the interesting part. Any one of the next 6 teams can make it through to the final 2 spots. Liquid, Newbie on 5, VGR and MVP on 4. Secret having a very, very poor day yesterday on 3. And Fnatic, still mathematically a chance at getting through, but you'd have to say they were the underdogs in Group B right now. Charlie, you have a few choice words to talk to us over breakfast this morning about Secret's run.
Yeah, it's just incredibly disappointing out of them. I think right now they have to take a good hard look at how they're drafting and how their play styles mesh with each other. I think it's incredibly difficult for Artur and Eternal Envy to play on the same team because they essentially play the same position.
Yeah.
And like Eternal Envy's performance yesterday on the Death Prophet against the Knicks, real bad. I'm not gonna lie. He got out CS'd by a Knicks when he was a Death Prophet with a Drought Aura. The Knicks doubled his CS, and then his game impact throughout the game was incredibly lackluster. That can't happen again.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's down to individual performances, or is it the collective?
I will agree with Charlie that I feel like a lot of it is there's so much pressure on Pylai and Bulba to be able to like create a lot of space for Eternal Envy, Artur, as well as Puppey. Like all 3 of those guys are relatively like farm oriented given their roles, right? Respective to their roles, they're more farm heavy than most others, right? They won a lot of net worth, but that just puts a lot of pressure on the remaining 2. They have to be much more active, create a lot more space, and I think that is something that is hard to do in this current patch where it is a lot of team fight orientated, a lot of 5-manning. So they're going to need some either monster performances out of the previously mentioned players, Bulba and Highlight Eye, or they're going to need to switch up their drafts, and I think that's probably the easier way to go.
We're going to round out talking about Group B with Ted. Got a race fanatic. They finally picked up a couple of points yesterday. They were 0 for 6 at one point.
Yeah.
Finally picked up a couple.
Picked up a couple.
But looking in
against
danger,
Secret,
aren't they?
Against Secret, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, Secret were just tilting the whole day. It was like a write-off. So all right, they did, but I don't think they're going to pick up any more. It's kind of tragic for them. But eHome have done a lot better than I thought. You come through the wild card, you're top of the group with 9 wins. That's crazy good. I mean, that's a tough group. DC, Newbie, Liquid, Phoenix, and Secret, and they're top. So, I mean, I didn't put them in the top 4, but apparently I was well wrong.
Yeah, I think some of us have learnt the what we call the CDEC run from last year. Obviously, they came through the wildcards cap and then went through the group stages looking like crazy good, and then went through the upper bracket looking great as well. So, could eHome replicate that, do you feel?
Yes. I think they absolutely can. I mean, we already set the stage in the wild card saying that they were going to be really good, that we think they're a top 8 team before we even saw them make it through the wild card, right? But I think they're actually surpassing expectations, and maybe they can really follow the CDC route and make top 3 or maybe even grand finals.
Okay.
Yeah, how it worked in China before TI was that the 4 Chinese teams, eHome, VGR, LGD, and Newbie, it was just those 4 teams in that region. They played each other constantly. And so when you're playing against Newbie, who has so much international experience, and all the other teams, you get good really, really, really fast. And right now they've hit their hot spot. They've hit their stride. And, you know, what a perfect time to do it. I think eHome has the experience. They have the skill level to do this.
Okay, let's switch focus a little bit and focus on Group A. We're going to obviously cover their matches today and the first 2 sets of matches today. Charlie, you had a bet with me this morning. You think there's going to be 2 playoff matches required. So we should explain how that can happen as well, because if you tie for first and second, then we won't be seeing any playoff matches. That will be done on head-to-head and coin toss if we need it. But if you tie for any of the breakage areas, so the 4th, 5th area, and say it's 3, 4, and 5 all tie-on points, we will then need playoffs for the teams to decide who goes to the upper bracket and who goes to the lower bracket. So you think there's going to be 2 today. Why?
I'll say 2, mostly because, I don't think TNC or Alliance are going to take any games off OG or EG. I think they will 2-0 escape.
I agree with you.
So they'll be tied there.
Yeah.
And then
the other group is quite close,
paper,
isn't it?
Right. So on paper, you don't expect Newbie or Liquid to shift their spots just because of their history and how strong of teams they are. But man, this tournament's been crazy so far, and crazy stuff always happens. Something is going to go wild, and so I'm just like banking on that.
Yeah.
On
Cam,
that
do you think there's going to be? I mean, because Charlie's right. If Liquid or Newbie slip up just once and lose 2-0, that opens the door to any of the teams below them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Paul, you're talking to somebody who was banking escape at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
So in order for that to happen, there's some crazy tiebreakers. So
Yes.
yeah, I think absolutely we will have some playoff matches, perhaps even more than 2. We could have potentially a lot of matches ahead of us today.
Yeah, indeed. So the big story, I guess, Ted, in Group A is the battle between Alliance and TNC. We feel like maybe LGD have got a tough couple of games today and might not get in there.
I mean, Navi are not going to make it.
No, and Navi have got the 2 toughest teams in the group. They've got OG and Wings
The thing
today.
is, TNC have to play OG, right?
Yeah.
OG have drawn 3 times in the group. I think TNC can take a game off
You think they can
OG,
nick a
but
game?
I don't think Alliance can pick up a game in that other.
Against EG?
No, I don't think they
Okay,
can. So I
that's
think
interesting.
TNC will go in 4th and Alliance will be 5th.
I agree with that. I think
you don't
TNC.
think we might get that tiebreaker situation where they both win against Escape, but
I
then
think
both
that's
lose
more
the other way around?
likely.
Yeah.
But if one team is going to win, take a game off of OG or EG, it'll probably be TNC.
Right. Just because they'll catch them out with a little bit of style?
Yeah,
or-
I mean, they've been playing really well.
Yeah.
I like their drafts. I like the way that they're thinking about the meta right now. And I think, OG split all their a lot of
3 of their series,
so far.
more than anyone else in Group A.
And I also think nobody wants to talk about it, but I'll bring it up again.
it the elephant in the room?
I also think that Alliance is more likely to lose against Escape than TNC,
Okay.
which also affects how that
Okay.
type
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does.
even if they both lose both their games, right, but Alliance drops a game against Escape, then that still means TNC is in the lead.
Why do you think they'll drop a game? Because they know each other so
Yeah.
well, and they've got Cinderin and he kind of figured out
Yeah,
how
exactly.
they play. I mean, they did play in each other's, play against each other during the qualification stages as well. So I guess they do know each other very
Yeah,
well.
they scrimmed a lot. Obviously, Sinrin being a
Yeah.
coach for Alliance is also going to have quite the impact.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you think he'll want to try and improve his win rate?
Yeah, probably. I don't think he's sitting there going, "Yeah, I
Man, my
want to go in
stats
just
suck."
one win."
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's catch up with a lady who knows an awful lot about Alliance right now. It is, of course, the team manager. Kelly spoke to Charlie yesterday.
Hey guys, welcome to the International. I'm here with Kelly Milkies with Team Alliance. How are you doing? What are you doing at the event?
Hey guys, I'm actually doing quite good. I'm here with Alliance this year as their mentor coach instead of just being the manager. Eric is doing more of the manager duties and I'm focusing more on coaching the boys.
All right, so we'll skip all the regular stuff. I'm not going to ask you how you think the team is going to do or whatever, but instead, what are you worried about?
Most of all, I'm worried about
It's all-important BKB this game to deal with the smoke screen of Ricky. That spell actually owns Slug very, very hard. So yeah. Make it very difficult for the
About it, guys. Yeah, no big deal. What's really exciting. About it, guys. Yeah, no big deal. What's really exciting for me is that apparently there's not a single team that is mathematically out. Apparently,
there
at
i-
least
there
that's what I
isn't-
read.
There isn't, but
Escape have some like really crazy.
there is only
scenarios.
one scenario where Escape can actually
Yeah.
get through. They have to win both their games 2-0,
Mhm.
and then they have to rely on a specific set of results, allowing them to go into fourth place.
Yes.
And even then, it will be a tiebreaker.
But
So they're not mathematically out. But
no, come on, Paul. I'm gonna ride this train. But you have to say that the matchups that Escape are facing today are probably some of the better ones that they would have faced the whole entire group. They have to
Potentially.
face up against Alliance,
Yeah.
who they know the best out of any of the teams in the group. And they also have to face up against TNC, who by no means is the worst team, but they're also not the best team. Maybe they have a chance against TNC. That is actually perhaps the tougher of the two matchups.
Indeed. How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing great. I'm just
Yeah?
thinking just how
playing a bit of
unlikely
Dota over
that
there?
is. No, I'm
Oh.
actually looking at the table because I can't remember it. It's a lot of things
Lot of
to
numbers
remember.
there.
Yeah,
Very, very confusing.
I watched a lot of these games yesterday, as we
Yeah.
all do, and I mean, I'm looking at it, and the teams that I think have the potential to do something, I think Liquid are capable of some ridiculous plays. There was a game yesterday against MVP Phoenix where they had no right to win this game,
Should have
and
lost.
they turned it around and just out-executed them, and it was just beautiful. So I think the way the tables are now is actually pretty much the teams that we're going to see.
All right, well,
Okay.
we'll get into that in just a moment. But first of all, I just want to remind you that the social media channels are all up and ready and willing to take all of your comments and your replies. And also check out facebook.com/Dota2. Also on Twitter with the official hashtag #Ti6. And if you're not subscribed to the Instagram, you damn well better be because it's awesome. So make sure you're on the Instagram channel as well. Plenty of exclusive content on all three channels, and we do want to hear your predictions as to who you think might make it through in the top 4 places of both groups. Let's take a look at those groups right now and show you who's in Group A and who's in Group B, who's made it through, who's on the bubble, because there's plenty of stories involved in both groups. In Group A, in particular, doing well. EG, defending champions, they have 8 wins right now. Mathematically not certain of making the upper bracket, but it would take a small miracle for them to not go through. Likewise for OG. They have 7 points, so they're not absolutely sure of getting through yet. And Wings, again, having a much better day yesterday, are on 6. Where the real interest lay, though, is in the middle of the table. TNC with 5, Alliance with 5. Both of those two teams have to play Escape Gaming today. One has to play OG, that's TNC, and Alliance has to take on EG. So potential slip-ups for both, potential wins for both as well. And if should they falter, LGD and Na'Vi are right there, ready to grab a couple of points and push themselves up into the top 4. As we said earlier on, Escape with a little bit of a miracle on their hands if they want to get out of trouble. Group B, eHome, 9 wins, 1 loss. The only team confirmed in the upper bracket of the main event so far. DC, mathematically not there, but they have 4 points clear of VGR and MVP, so they're almost there. Then we have the interesting part. Any one of the next 6 teams can make it through to the final 2 spots. Liquid, Newbie on 5, VGR and MVP on 4. Secret having a very, very poor day yesterday on 3. And Fnatic, still mathematically a chance at getting through, but you'd have to say they were the underdogs in Group B right now. Charlie, you have a few choice words to talk to us over breakfast this morning about Secret's run.
Yeah, it's just incredibly disappointing out of them. I think right now they have to take a good hard look at how they're drafting and how their play styles mesh with each other. I think it's incredibly difficult for Artur and Eternal Envy to play on the same team because they essentially play the same position.
Yeah.
And like Eternal Envy's performance yesterday on the Death Prophet against the Knicks, real bad. Not gonna lie, he got out CS by a Knicks when he was a Death Prophet with a Drought Aura. The Knicks doubled his CS, and then his game impact throughout the game was incredibly lackluster. That can't happen again.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's down to individual performances, or is it the collective?
I will agree with Charlie that I feel like a lot of it is there's so much pressure on Pylai Dai and Bulba to be able to like create a lot of space for Eternal Envy, Artur, as well as Puppy. Like all three of those guys are relatively like farm oriented given their roles, right? Respective to their roles, they're more farm heavy than most others, right? They won a lot of net worth, but that just puts a lot of pressure on the remaining two. They have to be much more active, create a lot more space, and I think that is something that is hard to do in this current patch where it is a lot of team fight orientated, a lot of five manning. So they're going to need some either monster performances out of the previously mentioned players, Bulba and Pylai Dai, or they're going to need to switch up their drafts, and I think that's probably the easier way to go.
We're going to round out talking about Group B with Ted. Got to raise Fnatic. They finally picked up a couple of points yesterday. They were 0 for 6 at one point.
Yeah.
Finally picked up a couple.
Picked up a couple.
But looking in danger,
Secret,
aren't they?
Against Secret, I mean,
Yeah.
Secret were just tilting the whole day. It was like a write-off. So all right, they did, but I don't think they're going to pick up any more. It's kind of tragic for them. But eHome have done a lot better than I thought. You come through the wild card, you're top of the group with 9 wins. That's crazy good. I mean, that's a tough group. DC, Newbie, Liquid, Phoenix, and Secret, and they're top. So, I mean, I didn't put them in the top 4, but apparently I was well wrong.
Yeah, I think some of us have learnt the what we call the CDEC run from last year. Obviously, they came through the wildcards cap and then went through the group stages looking like crazy good, and then went through the upper bracket looking great as well. So, could eHome replicate that, do you feel?
Yes. I think they absolutely can. I mean, we already set the stage in the wild card saying that they were going to be really good, that we think they're a top 8 team before we even saw them make it through the wild card, right? But I think they're actually surpassing expectations, and maybe they can really follow the CDC route and make top 3 or maybe even grand finals.
Okay.
Yeah, how it worked in China before TI was that the 4 Chinese teams, eHome, VGR, LGD, and Newbie, it was just those 4 teams in that region. They played each other constantly. And so when you're playing against Newbie, who has so much international experience, and all the other teams, you get good really, really, really fast. And right now they've hit their hot spot. They've hit their stride. And what a perfect time to do it. I think eHome has the experience. They have the skill level to do this.
Okay, let's switch focus a little bit and focus on Group A. We're going to obviously cover their matches today in the first 2 sets of matches today. Charlie, you had a bet with me this morning. You think there's going to be 2 playoff matches required. So we should explain how that can happen as well, because if you tie for first and second, then we won't be seeing any playoff matches. That will be done on head-to-head and coin toss if we need it. But if you tie for any of the breakage areas, so the 4th, 5th area, and say it's 3, 4, and 5 all tie points, we will then need playoffs for the teams to decide who goes to the upper bracket and who goes to the lower bracket. So you think there's going to be 2 today? Why?
I'll say 2, mostly because I don't think TNC or Alliance are going to take any games off OG or EG. I think they will 2-0 escape.
I agree with you.
So they'll be tied there.
Yeah.
And then
the other group is quite close,
paper,
isn't it?
Right. So on paper, you don't expect Newbie or Liquid to shift their spots just because of their history and how strong of teams they are. But man, this tournament's been crazy so far, and crazy stuff always happens. Something is going to go wild, and so I'm just like banking on that.
Yeah. Kat,
on that
do you think there's going to be? I mean, because Charlie's right. If Liquid or Newbie slip up just once and lose 2-0, that opens the door to any of the teams below them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Paul, you're talking to somebody who was banking escape at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
So in order for that to happen, there's some crazy tiebreakers. So
Yes.
yeah, I think absolutely we will have some playoff matches, perhaps even more than 2. We could have potentially a lot of matches ahead of us today.
Yeah, indeed. So the big story, I guess, Ted, in Group A is the battle between Alliance and TNC. We feel like maybe LGD have got a tough couple of games today and might not get in there.
I mean, Na'Vi are not going to make it.
No, and Na'Vi have got the two toughest teams in the group. They've got OG and Wings
The thing
today.
is, TNC have to play OG, right?
Yeah.
OG have drawn 3 times in the group. I think TNC can take a game off
You think they can
OG,
nick a
but
game?
I don't think Alliance can pick up a game in that other.
Against EG?
No, I don't think they
Okay.
can. So I
That's
think
interesting.
TNC will go in and 4th and Alliance will be 5th.
I agree with that. I think
you don't
TNC.
think we might get that tiebreaker situation where they both win against Escape, but
I
then
think
both
that's
lose
more
the other way around?
likely.
Yeah.
But if one team is going to win, take a game off of OG or EG, it'll probably be TNC.
Right. Just because they'll catch them out with a little bit of style?
Yeah,
or-
I mean, they've been playing really well.
Yeah.
I like their drafts. I like the way that they're thinking about the meta right now. And I think, I mean, OG split all their a lot of
3 of their
series
series,
so
yeah.
far.
More than anyone else in Group A.
And I also think nobody wants to talk about it, but I'll bring it up again.
it
I
the
also
elephant in
think
the room?
I also think that Alliance is more likely to lose against Escape than TNC,
Okay.
which also affects how that
Okay.
type
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does.
even if they both lose both their games, right, but Alliance drops a game against Escape, then that still means TNC is in the lead.
Why do you think they'll drop a game? Because they know each other so
Yeah.
well and they've got Cinderin and he kind of figured out
Yeah,
how
exactly.
they play. I mean, they did play in each other's, play against each other during the qualification stages as well. So
Mhm.
I guess they do know each other very
Yeah,
well.
they've scrimmed a lot. Obviously, Cinderin being a
Yeah.
coach for Alliance is also going to have quite the impact.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you think he'll want to try and improve his win rate?
Yeah, probably. I don't think he's sitting there going, "Yeah, I
Man, my
want to go in
stats
just
suck."
one win."
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's catch up with a lady who knows an awful lot about Alliance right now. It is, of course, the team manager, Kelly, spoke to Charlie yesterday.
Hey guys, welcome to the International. I'm here with Kelly Milkies with Team Alliance. How are you doing? What are you doing at the event?
Hey guys, I'm actually doing quite good. I'm here with Alliance this year as their mentor coach instead of just being the manager. Eric is doing more of the manager duties and I'm focusing more on coaching the boys.
All right, so we'll skip all the regular stuff. I'm not going to ask you how you think the team is going to do or whatever, but instead, what are you worried about?
Most of all, I'm worried about playing teams that we think we can't beat because currently we do know that there are some teams that are better than us, and that's just how the game goes. Like they just have strats that counter our play style. So those are the teams that we're worried about. Mentally, I think we're very strong together as a team because we have one goal. No player has ever won TI twice, let alone a whole team. To get the team back together to play as 5, I'm sure you guys know how hard that is, and that is really the ultimate goal for us, to win together.
Sure. And so you've mentioned like there are teams that you can't beat. What are you going to like? What is your strategy going into that?
You know, the thing with like teams where we can't beat is more like they counter our playstyle a lot. So we had to come up with a lot of new playstyles that we're not comfortable with. And then you have to play a game that you go in, you can't play your style, you have to play a different style, and then you have to win a team that you know you can't beat. Mentally, that is a huge crutch, right? To beat that, you just have to, honestly, like, it's easy to say, but you just have to believe in your teammates. If you're having a tough game, believe that your teammate is going to carry you because not everyone on the team is going to have the same weaknesses versus the same team. That is what a lot of teams can't manage as players. They can't, you know, when they play a game, they start doing badly, they start to tilt. They think like, oh my God, I'm doing so badly. And then they start to make even worse moves that don't help their team at all. Most of all, you have to stay calm when you play a team that is harder. And as a team, you really just mentally, you have to believe that this thing is going to work. I know it sounds really stupid, but I'm sure as a manager, you have been in this situation where it's like, okay, we have to try this pocket strat, but this is going to work, and we're all in this together. Okay. Yeah.
So you've developed some new stuff. How long did you guys bootcamp for?
We bootcamped for about 3 weeks, quite hard. Unfortunately, we had a bad situation where most of the teams were at America bootcamping, so we didn't have a lot of choice to practice in Europe. We had to play with teams that were not in TI as well, but I think we are quite ready. TI is all about adapting. The team that can adapt the best is going to win. We did very badly at TI4 because it was best of 1, and we are known to be more of an experienced team than a raw skill team. So this TI, hopefully, is going to go better for us.
Well, Alliance fans around the world hope so too. Thank you, Kelly, and back to you
Thanks,
guys.
Charlie.
By the power of television, Charlie beams himself back to the desk. Interesting that she says that they find it difficult against certain teams. Why is that in your opinion?
because, like you said, Alliance plays a certain playstyle. They've always played a certain playstyle, and some teams are just better against playing against
Do you not
that.
feel they've changed a little bit here, though? Because I feel like they've been a bit wider, certainly with their picks, and the drafts have been very
Sure.
mixed up
But
as well.
I mean, even if you change a bit, you always have certain natural tendencies that you're
That you
going
go
to
back
move.
to.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
you're always going to move towards, and so it might feel unnatural to do certain things. It might feel uncomfortable to move a certain way on a map, and if you don't feel comfortable playing like that, you're not going to feel confident. And when you don't feel confident, you mess up.
It's great to have that experience, though, Ted, isn't it?
It is,
The
but I
five
think
man, they all know each other. They all
They-
rely
they
on each other.
do.
Not going to panic.
yeah, but we know that their hero pool is not the biggest. Not all of them, anyway. I think the problem is if you look at the number of heroes that have been picked, you need to be ready to pick whatever to adapt to the situation. If you can't do that as well as some of the other teams, I think that's where they're going to struggle. But yeah,
Also in high-profile matches,
Yeah.
I like just to add on to that, I would say that you need to be ready to be able to pick whatever, and that's why I've heard like about certain teams or certain captains actually wanting to be able to have the freedom of in a big game go, I think this hero fits our draft, even though
Right.
it's something they've never run before. Just like this hero, it fits, it works. Just believe in me.
Some of the strengths that Liquid and potentially OG have shown over the
Mhm.
last few
Yeah,
months, isn't
absolutely.
it? Yeah, running some slightly odd heroes. All right, we're going to just take a quick look back at some of the things that happened yesterday, because we have had some phenomenal plays in the first 2 days of group stages. Hoping again for another day of that, of course. But let's take a look back at yesterday's highlights. There were a number of them. We've picked out 3 or 4 for you to enjoy, and you guys can talk us through. We had the Hurricane Pike at the start. And this
That
was
was
the,
insane.
This was the Na'Vi LGD game.
1 HP?
Yeah, 1 HP.
That's what he went down
He
to?
actually
1
had.
HP?
He actually had 1 HP.
Oh my god. Like I remember watching this and I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. Yeah, he was just gonna.
Yeah, you can't survive this.
This is Navi wins this game against the late
And
game
there it is.
Alchemist.
And I'm like, oh, he's still gonna take out from like acid spray or something.
pigs
No.
are immune to acid. That's what this replay shows me.
Uh-huh.
That was that
that's
was
fantastic.
ridiculous.
This is the GG fight as well. Same game, game 2, LGD versus Na'Vi. I sort of feel a little bit for LGD. They had a rough day yesterday.
Yeah, we had kind of high hopes for LGD after day number 1, but matches like these prove that LGD just isn't in the same place.
This
they
was a
didn't need it to
game.
be.
I think this is the one they were miles and miles ahead, right?
They should have won this game.
They
And
weren't
then
miles
Na'Vi
ahead,
just
but they
turned
were
around.
they were well ahead. I
They
think,
had
yeah.
a late game Terrorblade,
Yeah.
Alchemist. They, by all means, they should have won this game. They had the team fight control with the Kunkka
Yeah.
and the Tidehunter, but they got outplayed.
They lost to TNC like this, right?
Yes, they did,
And
yeah.
then they had,
Yeah.
adjusted
Similar- in
and
similar
essentially
ways.
took
Yeah.
the same draft and then couldn't make it work. Like, how bad do you feel? You lose to this draft and then you can't win with it?
Here we go. Alliance Na'Vi game 2. This is the start of the game. S4 getting all funky, and then
Oh, this is.
let's just
this
do a
is
level
This is
1 Roshan.
EGMs.
This is
Yeah.
Kelly and EGM. Like EGM is known to be a
Level
level
one,
one
one
And
Roche.
then watch what happens here.
Theory
General,
crafter.
General just
Theory
sort of
crafter.
wanders past. Nothing happening here, guys. Nothing
So-
going on.
So before the day, they were talking about it, and Kelly was practicing with EGM.
Yes.
You know, because he has this
Yeah,
idea like,
yeah.
oh, you could just do it with Witch Doctor, right? So they had that idea and they practiced it, and they're like, let's do it against Na'Vi.
Okay, this is what we call the magpie gem. Ooh, shiny objects. Let me chase the object rather than chasing the kill.
Miracle. That AM game was a tough one, actually.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
really hard for him to win because
Up ag-
it's like almost single core AM, and he's against a Doom and a Morphling that just stuns him for 20 seconds every fight.
And
And
a
a
void as
disruptor.
well, and a
Yeah.
disrupt
Yeah.
is like, let's just shut down Miracle. And he still almost made it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I think that's the funny thing with OG, isn't it? You can you can say it's 4 for 1 and they're all on Miracle and they understand he's a world-class player, let's give him the space he needs. But if the other team then go, do you know what, we need to shut him down and we win, actually that's not quite the case because they've got 4 quality players, so they try and shut Miracle down and they just create space for the other 4 players.
Yeah, you've seen. I think NoTail in particular has
Yeah.
really stepped up his game ever since the Frankfurt Major. So it's definitely a very different team than
Yeah.
what
I thought he had a great
originally
vanilla,
was
for
seen.
instance, and a very
Yes,
underrated
very
vanilla.
good.
You know,
Yes.
people didn't really talk about him. It was all about the Miracle 9K
Mhm.
show, but NoTail had some phenomenal games in vanilla.
Yeah, I think we can kind of all agree on the couch that NoTail was probably one of the weaker players in the beginning of OG, and now I don't think he's at all. Like I think they're all very solid now. In
Yeah.
fact, NoTail could be one of the better players.
Okay. Let's take a look at the streams for you today. We've got 4 streams, of course. If you weren't with us over the last couple of days, let me explain exactly what happens. We have 4 matches, all simultaneously played throughout the day. The first round of matches will be focused on Group A. We'll have Wings versus Na'Vi here on stream 1. A must-win game for Na'Vi, and Wings would like to take at least a point out of that one. OG will be on stream 2, facing off against TNC. TNC need at least a game out of that to try and break free from Alliance in 4th place. LGD, slim hopes, but they'll keep them alive as they can take a victory against Evil Geniuses. And the final stream at the same time is Escape Gaming versus Alliance. A must-win 2-0 game for Alliance if they want to play in the upper bracket of the main event, because that's what they're all playing for right now. I should also clarify, for those that aren't familiar with the international, we of course do have 16 teams right now. 8 will go to the upper bracket of the main event, 8 will go to the lower bracket. No one is eliminated right now, but trust me, and trust these guys, when they say you do not want to be in a best of 1 lower bracket game with 1 life left. Those are the worst games on earth for players. I love them. I think they're brilliant. They're really exciting. I cannot even imagine what goes through the minds of the players.
No, it's awful. It's incredibly nerve-wracking because anything can happen in those best of ones, and especially in this patch where so many things feel incredibly cheesy. You have Alchemist Illusion strategies, you have Huskar,
You have Meepo.
Terrorblade. There's so many things that you have to worry about, and then you have to go into a best of 1 and account for every single one of those things. No, man.
Drafters
no,
probably like on the
no.
verge of a nervous breakdown in a best of 1 at TI. They're just like, oh god, because you have so much to remember in the draft, you could just instant lose the game there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very tough. Very interesting for us though, Ted.
I love them.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
I like the drama created by the situation.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can put out of your mind the fact that this is the worst thing in the world for the players, it is entertaining. And
Yeah.
it's just when it comes down to those clutch moments, and that's what decides whether you go home or not. I mean, the devastating thing is when you see them at the end and that's their hearts broken. And sometimes it's a team that everyone, including themselves, expected to do better. But you just got to trust the tournament. That's what it is.
Yeah. So we're going to get into Wings versus Na'Vi very shortly. But have you had a letter this morning?
No, I
Really?
didn't get one.
Oh.
It slipped underneath my door again.
Creepy. Let me have that.
Weird.
It's titled Dad. Shane usually calls me Daddy, so I
No,
think
he
this is
doesn't.
actually for you.
You
I
wish
think
you
we-
did.
We could have gone without knowing that.
And apparently, we also need to check under our seats or something. I don't know.
Oh
What
yeah,
that's all about.
Shane,
Really?
Slack's left a
Oh,
surprise
this is,
for us.
This is Slacks, is it? Oh,
Do I
God.
want to? Do I want?
Yeah, do I really want to check? Oh my goodness.
Wait.
Alright.
It says check under Red Eye's seat.
Okay.
Mine says check under Pyrion's seat.
Mine says check under Charlie's seat.
Of course, it would be you.
What's
Charlie.
under
Yeah.
there, Charles?
That's this
Alright.
one. What have you got under your seat? Is it under your seat or
Is
under
it
your
under?
cushion?
Oh,
It just says lol.
We just got out memed by Slacks, and he's not
That's
even
why
on the
he's here,
panel.
folks.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, so letter.
Letter.
the crazies.
All right, let's get this over with. This is a song, we ain't singing it. Oh, it's a quick one. Dear Ted.
Okay.
Dear Ted? You didn't call
Wow.
your dad by his first name.
he's
Shane,
calling
you
him
slipped.
Dad now.
Yesterday, I wrote you a song for you to only sing 3 lines. Today, all you get is this picture, and it's just a picture of, I guess, Shane being angry or me being angry. This was a rushed one, I feel.
All right.
I'll get him back.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Something.
Well, we'll keep the letters going.
Yeah,
We'll-
yeah.
What did
we'll
you
see-
do
we'll s-
yesterday? I didn't even get to see it.
He sent him. Oh, you mean what did he give?
To him,
Yeah, in revenge for the
I-
singing.
I don't think I got.
It
took
wasn't any revenge.
No,
There
I
was no
just-
revenge. He
I
got
wrote it
off
all
lightly.
in capital letters because he's had trouble reading.
What a benevolent
Yeah.
father.
Yeah, I'm a good guy.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Let's start talking about our first matchup. We've got Wings against Na'Vi. Let's talk about Wings. Inconsistent, I think, would be a really good summary of their group stage so far. Day 1, they should have really cleaned up with a lot of points. Only came away with 3. Worried for them a little bit. Had much harder teams yesterday to play, and yet somehow step it back up again. Look comfortable. Got 6 points in 3rd place, but they're not safe yet, Charlie.
No, I mean inconsistent is just Wings in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
They do really well and then just bomb at Manila. Then they win. Summit. So we'll see what they can do here. I think they'll continue to step it up though. I mean you always have off days, but in the games that they've lost, they haven't looked like terribly bad. It's just the other team played really well. I think TNC played really well.
Yeah.
So I mean I think Wings are playing at the level that we probably expect right
Okay.
now.
So I'll go to Na'Vi as well straight away because I'm hearing that the game is loading up and they're ready for the draft. So big day for Na'Vi. Got to win all 4 games today, Cap. No doubt about it.
Yeah, this is a team that had a lot of promise going into TI, but unfortunately, it's just not translating in the group stage. And I am pessimistic about their chances for today.
They're two tough teams. They've got to play Wings now, and then they've got to play OG.
Yeah,
and they've got to take. You fancy they have to take at least 3 points of the 4, but ideally all 4 to make it through.
Yeah,
that's a big ask, isn't it?
That seems almost an impossible scenario.
Yeah.
But
okay.
who knows? Maybe Navi can get that classic Navi momentum going.
Okay. The draft is up and running. So very quickly, Ted, which way is this going? Navi or Wings?
Wings.
Wings.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cap.
The roller coaster that Wings has put me on is going to end in a high point.
Okay.
Wings.
Okay, Charlie.
I gotta go with Wings. I think the Navi magic is fading.
Okay. Navi magic on the slide, perhaps. Right, let's go and head over to our commentary team for our first game of the day. A massive game for Navi and a big game for Wings. Let's find out from our commentary team who takes the opening point.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the English coverage of Ti6. This is going to be a 2-game series between Navi and Wings. Very excited to bring you this series here. I'm Android, being joined once again by Winter. What do you think about this matchup, man?
Well, Wings definitely going to be the strong favorites here coming into this match. Right now they have 6 points and Navi has 4 points, so this match is very, very important for both of the teams here to secure a top 4 spot into the winner's bracket. Navi opening their draft with IO, something that they are extremely comfortable with, and Wings will go for the Beastmaster plus Bounty Hunter. Haven't seen them play Bounty in a long time. Not sure if they have played in any of their group games. I don't recall them using the hero, but Sanking has been one of the heroes Navi has been really successful with. They played on General, they played on Dandy, safe lane, mid, off lane.
Yeah, definitely varied here. We've seen Bounty Hunter, you and me, once before, and it just really wasn't successful. If Bounty Hunter falls behind in that early game, it's really hard for him to come back and start exerting that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the idea is that Wings want to fight a lot with Beastmaster because they saw the opening pick of the IO, so they know that Navi might want to play very, very aggressive and be roaming around a lot. So they go for the BH. Maybe he wants to follow the IO around to scout out his movements. But generally, I would say that Ricky would always be better at doing that job. The only good thing about Bounty Hunter compared to Ricky is you have the track going for you. So if the game is extremely active in the early game and there's a lot of kills being traded, having Bounty Hunter would be very, very beneficial for your side.
Yeah, I mean, Wings, they like to play a whole variety of strategies. They like to be a little bit volatile and go in and get things stirred up. Do you think we're going to see them with a lot of early fighting?
Yeah, with the Bounty Hunter and Beastmaster, they definitely want to fight a lot early. And Navi as a team as well, we know with their 2 supports, Artstyle plus Soneko, they like to roam around a lot early. They don't really prioritize a lot to protect their safe lane. DRR is mostly placed on a self-sufficient carry. Doesn't really need too much support from his lane, so IO plus whatever hero that Artstyle is going to be on would be free to roam around. That's generally how Navi takes control of the early game.
Yeah, I mean, we still got some powerhouses in here. Faceless Void for the offlane for Navi could be picked up if they wanted to go for that route, just to get a lot of control going for themselves. What other synergies do you think we're going to see here?
Let's say I think that there's a chance that Sanking will be offlane for General. I think he plays the hero the most for this team. And like I said before during our previous cast, Sanking is very good at pressuring a carry if the carry is a melee hero or a very short range hero like Luna. So we'll have to see what Wings go for their safe lane. Preferably if you are worried about going against a Sanking, you want a hero that has very long range so you don't get easily harassed by the caustic finale.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised there's been, I was just going to say no love for Shadow Demon. There he goes, banned out in this 4th ban for Navi. So Wings aren't going to get their paws on that illusion heavy support. Do you think they can still go for a core that relies mostly on, that illusion damage, or is Shadow Fiend absolutely necessary for that?
Probably not, because Sanking is very good at dealing with illusions. If you get a very good start, you get Aghanims. The Aghanims on Sanking is super good at dealing with illusions. So I'm not sure if Wings want to go down the route of going for illusion heroes. So probably they want a faster pace carry that's very good in the lane. Dazzle is pretty good at zoning offlane Sanking with the heal bomb. It makes it very difficult for Sanking to come close to the wave to constantly apply the caustic finale buff on all the creeps. Because that's what you want to do with the offlane Sanking. You put a buff and then you make it very difficult for the carry to come close and take
10
last hits.
seconds
And with the
remaining.
Dazzle, you can easily push the Sand King back when he's around the creeps with the heal bomb.
5 seconds
Now,
remaining.
with Dazzle picked up, your mind got to jump to one of those powerhouses we saw earlier in the wild cards in the first days of group
Reserve
stages.
time.
Do you think Huskar is a possibility for Wings?
Yeah, if Navi go out too much spell damage, like Sand King is a full spell damage hero, so if you have no good physical damage hero against the Huskar and you have Dazzle on your team, it's always an option for you. So Navi has to somehow keep Huskar at the back of their mind, and as they go on with their draft, always constantly remember that you have to have a lineup that can deal with Huskar at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, what are your best options there for Navi? How do you actually go up against that Huskar?
Uh,
Like AA, is that a possibility?
A is okay for Navi, but then their laning phase is not that great, and A is a support that can easily be abused by Bounty Hunter. Remember yesterday the game where DC they picked
Poor Saksa.
yeah he picked the A and he got abused in the laning phase, but obviously it's really good later into the game against the Dazzle and Huskar if the Wings want to go for it. But right now they go for the Chen, so there won't be any room for them to go for the A anymore unless they want to run the core A, which is very unlikely.
I mean, we've seen stranger things there. Sumail mid AA
Yeah.
earlier on. But
Yeah, but I guess, and Dandy is also a AA player back in the
seconds
day.
remaining.
I mean, but right now, with the current meta, it's very unlikely. But Navi go for their signature
Reserve
dual
time.
roam supports, Soneko plus Artstar on Io and Chen. They're going to be very, very aggressive early. They're going to help the Sand King on the off lane, because Sand King on off lane is very similar to Bristleback off lane. You cannot leave him alone. If you leave him alone, he can't jungle easily, and he can't really lane very well. So you need to help the off laner, which is the Sand King this game if you're Navi. Because when there's a support coming in, he has a stun to set up a gank for the Chen. So it makes it easy for Chen to run his creep in if he gets a very good creep to set up for a kill.
now, what are the benefits of Chen as opposed to something else roaming like an Enchantress?
Chen with IO is much better in my opinion, because you get the double heal with the tether to your core, whatever tanky core you have. So I would say when you have IO, Chen is much better in the team fight. But
And-
obviously Enchantress provides more in terms of like seeing the target DPS late game.
Yeah, I mean, how's Chen going to scale here? Did Navi have a timer for themselves now with these supports?
Usually when Navi goes to late game with Chen, he's always very farm on Artstar. He gets Aghanims and he keeps split pushing with all his ancient creeps. I personally don't really like Chen in late game situations too much, so I don't really like Chen going into super late game scenarios. And Wings are going to go for the Lifestealer here instead of the Huskar. Lifestealer itself right now, it's a pretty good hero against the Relocate. It's very hard to gank Lifestealer with Relocate, and you're a pretty good hero at killing one of the Chen creeps really quickly with the Infest. So a pretty good pickup here to what Navi has right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Lifestealer here, especially comboed with
Reserve
non-traditional
time.
vessels. We usually see the Bat Rider, we usually see the Ricky, sometimes we go ahead and see that Slardar, but I think they're going to rely a lot on the Bounty Hunter and Lifestealer just kind of crawling into the fight on his own.
Yeah, that's why I said that Ricky would better suit that job if they were planning to go for the Lifestealer all along. Because Ricky, you have that innate blink strike, so you can blink into the middle of the fight, drop your smoke cloud. Bounty Hunter doesn't have that ability. You have track, yes, that's nice, but you don't have the ability to
Oh.
jump in. Oh. So Navi are the teams that go for the Huskar. They have all the heals, all the sustain in the world with the Io and the Chen. And right now Wings, they have pretty good physical damage. Like Dazzle has Shadow Wave and the minus armor from Weave. Beastmaster, Inner Beast, plus the Necro books later on. I mean, the Wings lineup has pretty good amount of physical damage to deal with the Huskar. But Navi on the other hand, they have a lot of heal. They have a very good hero to protect the Huskar and teamfights, which is the Sand King, the Blink Epi, plus the Barrow Strike. So all in all, I mean, both teams have a very, very solid lineup right now.
Do you think the Huskar was the plan all along for Navi? Because they opened up with an Oracle ban first, or do you think that was a deny pick against Wings?
I'm not sure whether they plan to go for the Huskar all along, but their heroes definitely can sustain the Huskar very well in their team fights. But I guess maybe if they plan to go for the Huskar all along, they might have wanted to go for the Dazzle. I'm not sure. Maybe they just felt like, oh, these 4 heroes Huskar can do really well. Despite having a lot of physical damage, we have Chen and Io heals, so Huskar should still be able to get his job done. And Navi wants to play very fast-paced Dota. They don't want to play farming game and just wait for late game. Their heroes are very fast-paced and
Reserve
they
time.
want to take the fight towards Wings.
All right, now Razor picked up as the final pick for Na'Vi. We saw Razor be extremely powerful in the laning phase, getting off to an unkillable, unstoppable start yesterday. But
10 seconds
do you think that's
remaining.
really the roundabout that's going to complete Na'Vi's draft in a cute little bow?
It's a very good hero to counteract Lifestealer. The static link reducing his damage, which goes through magic immunity. I doubt he'll be using the same item build that Old Chicken went for that game, which was the Hood first. That game was extremely good. I don't think he'll do the same thing this game because he needs to build stats and armor against the mass physical damage that Wings have. And Alchemist to run up their lineup, it's a very, very solid hero against what Na'Vi has. You want to have D-push against the Chen army, you have the Acid Spray for that, and you have another core to scale into late game. So Wings Gaming, even if they don't get a good start into the early to mid game, they have Alchemist to build them out in the later stages of the game, which scales really, really well. They have, decent heroes to give the Aghanims to. Dazzle, Beastmaster, Lifestealer Aghanims is,
10 seconds
situationally
remaining.
useful, but overall, Wings lineup have a very good balance in
5
terms of
seconds
early game,
remaining.
mid game, and late game.
Yeah, I mean, Na'Vi, it seems like they're going to want to come out of the gates charging. Do you think we're going to see them try to go for like a 20-minute victory, or can they afford to kind of sit back, get their items, and slowly scale up?
Prepare for
20, 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, around that timing is Na'Vi. Na'Vi will be looking for like at least a high ground push with the Chen, I would say, and the Huskar, maybe even earlier, like minute 25. They do not want to take this game past, say, minute 40. It's going to be difficult if the game goes too long and Alchemist starts to buy Aghanims for all his teammates. And a 6-slotted Alchemist is pretty difficult for them to deal with if Na'Vi don't have enough farm on their cores. Like Huskar and Razor are cores that don't farm as quick as Alchemist for sure, but they fight earlier. They are much more willing to participate when they have, say, 1 or 2 small items. For Huskar, it's all about getting that armlet early and you join your team to fight ASAP. And maybe for Razor, you get like a Dragonlance or SMY, then you want to fight with your team. Or maybe even an early drums if they feel like they need someone to carry the aura. So Na'Vi are the teams that want to look for fights as soon as possible once they get one or 2 items.
Now, which heroes picked up do you think are going to be the most high risk, high reward? Is there any really questionable things you're like, I don't know if that's going to be the best pick overall?
I think both teams have a very clear plan. I don't think there's a hero that, maybe they should have gotten something else. Apart from the bounty, which I felt
30
maybe Ricky
seconds
would have
to
done a
battle.
better job for Wings, because it allows the Lifestealer to initiate better with the Blink Strike on Ricky instead of bounty just tracking and running in with the superior movement speed. So I guess that's the only hero I would say that maybe I would prefer to have the Ricky over the bounty. Overall, both teams have their clear plans, and we'll see who gets the upper hand in terms of the laning phase. And Na'Vi wants to be able to contest the Alchemist and prevent him from getting the first important rune, but
The battle
seems like he's not going to
begins.
be too interested in contesting the top rune, and he's just going to go block his creeps and get Acid Spray more or less at level 1.
All right, so runes go for a 1-1 split. Interestingly, Io is able to get the bounty rune for Na'Vi. Is that just so he can rush early bottle?
Yeah, more or less. You want to give Io a good start, get him a bottle so he can help the lanes much better. So it will be a Huskar versus a Dazzle plus, I guess Io will be mid as well. So Huskar, Dazzle, Alchemist and Io will be 4 heroes in the mid lane for both teams here.
This is going to be perhaps a very bloody lane to Ira, trying to do what he can with those flaming spears, just trying to get himself some last hits. Seneko there as the ambulance should be enough to get things off to a good start. Meanwhile, down bottom, we are going to have General getting harassed back, slapped up by Shadow. But nothing real feisty going on just yet.
Yeah, this is what I've been talking during Star Ladder, when Na'Vi needs to be able to apply much more versatility in terms of their laning, and they've been starting to do Dandy safe lane in a lot of their games during Star Ladder, and here we see that because they wanted to have a much better laning phase and a much better lane matchup, they have Dandy in the safe lane on Razor. It's a very bad matchup for Beastmaster, so Faith Beyond Vicky here starting to go to the jungle, realizing that there's no way I can do much in this lane. It's better off for me to go jungle and just let the Razor free farm, and at least I'm getting something in return in the jungle.
All right, down bottom, there was going to be the first blood there as General went in, was able to go Caustic Finale strike down, and gets the kill onto the Lifestealer. Now that's going to be a really important kill, go in the way of General, getting himself off to a good start. Now TP back in Shadow, a little bit unfortunate, goes right back in for the Burrow Strike. General not giving any mercy there. There's going to be the Poison Touch in the back line as Ice is going to be going back in, and now that's going to be Art Style wrapping around. Maybe looking for something else there. Holy Persuasion at the ready, but just using the Hellbear Smasher. You got a clap left. Could be walking into the trees there, munching his way through. Ice could be stuck in a corner there. There's going to be Dire Creeps coming back in. The Smash comes in, and all they have the Poison Touch. They're going to be able to get a kill. General unleashing that Burrow Strike onto Wings, and they really can't respond just yet.
Was what I was saying. You don't leave the Sand King alone. You want to go to the Sand King's lane with the support. It's very similar to how Fnatic approaches the game when they have the Enchanters or Chen. Oh, here comes the TP in.
I mean, Art Style's completely content here. Going to take a Poison Touch under tower, but again, General sitting back. He's got that 2 points in Burrow Strike.
This is good enough pressure towards the Lifestealer. Like I said, the Chen rotation towards the Sand King's lane is extremely crucial for their team because you don't want to leave the Sand King alone against the dual lane. He doesn't do that well against that lane. You want to be able to help him. And the Burrow Strike, they're setting up the creep. And here comes the Poison Touch onto Artstyle.
Oh, back down. I mean, this is just absolutely merciless coming out. Caustic Finale doing its work. Artstyle getting healed up by Ambulance Whip. Seneko coming back on through. Do they have the damage to take down Shadow? Looks like he's going to be turning and raging. They want to get something done here. He's going to get the Shallow Grave on himself. And now Innocence skirting his way back, just goes in with that 1 point Shuriken toss. But Seneko letting them go underneath the tower. There is going to be the Burrow Strike available. They want to go in. They will connect onto Ice. That's going to be another kill onto the Dazzle. They don't have vision onto the Bounty just yet. But General's going to be getting away safely.
That was a bit of over-aggression by Artstyle there, but in the end they still got a 1-for-1 trade, trading his life for the Dazzle's life there, and forcing the Lifestealer back towards his base. This lane has been... Oh, Innocence! Oh my god!
The Caustic Finale is doing so much work right here.
If he died there, it's just... he'll be so upset there. He wanted to just get the levels, the experience from the last wave there before he goes back to base. Oh geez, this Sand King is just causing all sorts of problems.
There's that crucial window before Alchemist hits 6. Can they actually burn him down? Ice goes in with a Poison Touch onto Dazzle. He's going to be able to go in. The Inner Vitality. Wow. Okay, the Burning Spear is good spell there. And again, Alchemist is so vulnerable before he gets that level 6. Now, down bottom.
Ice didn't realize he was going to die. He had Grave there. He could have just went back and graved the Alchemist. That was a bit of misplay there from Wings, and causing them the death of the Alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Na'Vi are completely in control of the early game. Is that where you expect them to be, or is this big misplace from Wings?
Here comes the Sand King once more.
Oh, they're going back in. The Burrow Strike connects. Faith Beyond, there's nothing he can do. There's going to be a bird slapping out tornadoes every which way. Now General going to be in some trouble there. Might end up going down there, but they have the lockdown on Innocence. They are going to be going in. Chen, what a hero there. The Poison Touch will eventually finish off the Sand King. He goes in trying to deny to neutrals, and he's not going to be able to do so. Dazzle gets the credit for that kill, but either way, just lots of blood being spilled. And in the mid lane, Didyara just owning this up.
Yeah, I think this is what Na'Vi expects with the Aya and Chen early game. Their early game with the Sand King is extremely powerful right now. And Wings with their lineup, which is much more slower pace, more all-rounded, is not able to deal with the aggression of the Chen creeps with the Sand King combination. So, I mean, I would expect Wings to be slightly behind from the laning phase, but this is extremely good from Na'Vi, and they're going to ensnare up Ice and the double Burrow Strike onto 2 heroes there.
Oh my, this is just absolutely bloody. I was looking mid lane because there was almost a kill onto the Huskar, but they're looking for more here. They're looking to turn this on the offensive.
He's going to get him.
Can he actually connect though? It's going to be Jukin City. Nope. That's going to be General now securing 5 kills for himself at 5 minutes into the game.
I mean, that's why we said that their niche pick is the Sand King, and in Starladder, everyone has been banning Io and Sand King specifically against Na'Vi. And this is the reason why. This Na'Vi Sand King plus Chen rotations has been causing so much problems to the safe lane of Wings, and they have a melee core in the lane. He's just getting heavily pressured by this roam, and Caustic Finale harass from the lane.
I mean, meanwhile, Dendi up top has felt not a single drop of pressure, just 0-0-0 top of the last hit chart. He's doing exactly what he needs to do, which is just scaling up, getting his items. And we talked about our Razor we saw yesterday in the e-home games. How is this Razor's build going to differ?
I think most likely stats build. You want to have more HP and armor, because Wings lineup deals a lot of physical damage. Alchemist getting run down here.
Once again, pre-level 6, they're going and capitalizing on that vulnerability. Didyara running up. It's going to be charging in. The board's trying to break him away.
Oh, he got the padding blocked with the ball. So well done there by Faith Bian on the Beastmaster there, making sure that there's no more further aggression coming out from Na'Vi.
I mean, it's only a brief moment of fresh air as Shadow is sitting down bottom, anticipating that tier 2 tower push coming out with the Chen army.
This is real bad right now for Wings. They're absolutely losing all control in all lanes, and the only person that can make a move soon is the Beastmaster with his level 6. He's 5.5 right now, needs another, say, 30 seconds to get his level 6 online.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Otherwise,
under
Wings
attack.
have been greatly struggling in the early game right now. There's no single hero that can try and move around the map to secure a kill until Beastmaster gets his level 6.
Yeah, well, hopefully Beastmaster's able to pick that up soon. There's going to be a dominated siege creep just coming back, so this is just full onslaught from Na'Vi. They're looking to push, and they're looking to go now. They are going to bring an Ice on the Dazzle, Poison Touch onto Artstyle. He's limping back. He's a little bit slowed up. Innocent's going to be blocking his path. Shadow's there just trying to get some farm for himself. The Radiant Courier actually going kind of deep there. There probably no Innocences around. The Courier turn tail and run.
There's no dust on the Navi
Radiant's
side
top
right
tower
now,
is
so,
under attack.
except on Soneko. So the Sand King and Chen not going to be able to detect the bounty and get a kill there. So they are going to be backing off. And this is looking real bad for Wings right now. Beastmaster, very close to level 6. They have to wait for Faith Beyond to make a rotation somewhere with his Raw.
I mean, this is just getting real ugly down bottom. Burrow Strike not going to latch, and Shadow's going to be able to scamper away. But look at what the Alchemist is able to do. You place so much importance on the Alchemist getting his farm, but he's just really struggling right now. Not even close to an armlet.
It's not even his fault. Like his lane is just real bad. Like there's nothing he can do against the Huskar. Huskar IO. Like this is the expected outcome if you leave the Alchemist alone.
Could see something going down there. Poison Touch starting out onto Artstyle. Going to get roared up there to level 6 from Beastmaster, but there's going to be a nice Burrow Strike coming in, connecting onto 2. The Seder Blast coming out from Chen's Creep. They are able to go through, pick up the Alpha Wolf, and now General trying to scamper away Soneko to save the day. Is it going to be enough, though? There's going to be no epicenter there onto General, so I think he just tries to Burrow Strike his way to freedom. He gets through 2, but another Poison Touch should be slowing him down. I think they just leave him for dead. He buys out and will get slapped down.
He should have TP'd earlier. Like there was no stuns on their heroes after the Raw. He should have TP'd.
Radiant's middle tower
That was a
is under
very
attack.
big kill by Wings. I mentioned that the Beastmaster rotation comes in and they got 2 kills out of the first rotation from Faith Beyond Vicky there. So very well done by the offlane Beastmaster there. At least giving some breathing room towards Shadow on the Lifestealer, which has been constantly pressured throughout the first 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting back just desperately trying to get something for himself. His net worth is matching up with that of the Chen right now. And I mean, Chen's been performing
That's not good news.
phenomenally. I mean, I think that's more saying that Artstyle's been playing out of his mind. He's almost at a mechanism here on top of Arcanes.
I mean, I guess that's... I mean, if you're Chen right now in this game, you want to be pressuring and constantly getting those towers. So being ahead is very important for the Chen in this sort of game because you don't want the game to go long. You want to be able to hit your timing.
Mid lane, Bounty Hunter just gets dropped there. Ditya Ra showing off that
That was a
armlet.
sentry on the lane, so easy pick up there by Na'Vi. And this is getting very worrisome. They are going to hit their mech plus armlet on the Huskar timing very soon.
I mean, is there anything that Wings can do to cut through this? If you've got a Wisp tethering up, if you've got the Chen sitting there with a hand to guard the mechanism.
Wings are not going to be able to fight head on. There's no way. Like Razor, I mentioned, going for a stat item, the Dragon Lance, so they are more or less ready, like one item each. They are ready to push and take towers right now. The mech is going to come online very soon from Chen. He's going to get his level 7 soon, going to get all the creeps.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Na'Vi is
attack.
just, and they got the drums. I was mentioning they might want to get drums on one of their heroes. I thought they would get it on the Razor, but they're instead going to get it on the Sand King. So every single hero has one item and they're ready to fight.
Wraparound General finally has that epicenter pickup. Maybe they look for something on the back lines. There is going to be that chemical rage coming in. They're going on to Innocence. They will bring in the Razor ultimate. Oh my gosh, Ditya Ra with a fraction of health, still able to go through and get the picks. Shallow Grave can only keep Ice alive for so long. He's just going to go get slapped up by the spirits, and finally Razor picks up a double kill on the back lines. General just farming up. I mean, this is Navi's Christmas right here. They are getting everything they want to out of the lanes.
They're going to get the Roshan as well. Like, they are just super strong in at this timing, at this stage of the game. Every single hero with one item, they are just so much stronger than Wings right now. And with their composition, they're going to just get the tier 1 in mid, get Roshan, and continue to press forward. And Wings, they just need to scramble and get whatever farm they can when they can right now, before the high ground siege comes. I don't expect Wings to be able to defend any of their outer towers until it reaches high ground. Then they have to start defending with their acid spray and try to do whatever they can. But all the outer towers are going to be Navi's to take very soon.
There's going to be a smoke gank here from Wings. Maybe just trying to get a little bit of space and a little bit of freedom to themselves.
Okay,
Dire's
the
middle
Bounty
tower
Hunter
is under
Infest
attack.
Bomb. you wish this is a Ricky, so you can blink over. I mean, they can still get the kill if they get the raw onto Dandy. Dandy was spotted on top lane alone, so this is the right play by Wings.
They're going in here. They are going to be able to get the jump. They will go in. Immediate roar popped out. Dendy not going to be able to deal with this one. And there's going to be the hand of God to try to keep him alive. He goes in with the plasma field, and they are going to go in to relocate. Ditya Ra laying in the damage of Faith Beyond. He's got nothing there to stop him. The Shallow Grave comes out from Ice Eyes, but now he's going to be the target. Gets Burrow struck up, and a couple more Flaming Spears. That's going to be a very, very dead Dazzle. And just the raw burn damage is going to be able to go through. Oh my golly gee. They're just killing everyone over here.
Oh dear.
Ditya Ra still alive through that entire thing.
Wings were doing the right thing. They saw Dandy farming top lane. They know that he's going to want to take the parting from the top lane towards the mid lane and towards his team at bottom lane. They tried to smoke and catch him, but relocate, plus the Chen heal. The Razor was just too tanky that he took too long to die, and they got severely punished by the relocate.
I mean, the reaction there from Navi, they're definitely playing as a team. They're reading each other. They know what resources to put in and when. And meanwhile, Artstyle just sitting back, claiming this tower as his own. And I mean, we talked about Bounty Hunter not being able to play from behind. Well, unfortunately, Wings are going to be...
He sucks when the game is like this. He won't be able to do much. Like, it's very difficult for Bounty to play the game when the game has turned into a team where he's so far behind. And you want to be able to get kills, but when you're far behind, you are just trying to avoid fights and trying to, you know, just buy time. And that's when Bounty Hunter doesn't shine as a hero. He shines when you are constantly being able to take a fight.
I mean, the plus side here is that Wings do have an Alchemist. They do have a Life Stealer heroes that, you know, can kind of turtle, that can find farm for themselves, but...
You need 15 minutes to 20 minutes at least right now for them.
And it seems like Navi aren't going to be pressing that brake pedal anytime soon. They're going full aggression.
They have all of their heroes have 1 or 2 items and they're already sieging the high ground. This is the correct play for Navi, and this is their timing. They are so strong right now.
They've still got the Aegis there. Poison Touch latches onto Ditya Ra, but I mean, it barely tickles him. He's just kind of armlet right through it. Shadow going in, raging up, but all he's doing is beeping some skeletons. And that's not going to be the key to stopping this high ground push.
I don't see them holding the Rex. This is so bad right now for them. They have to try and initiate and kill the Chen or the IO. They can't go on the Huskar, he has Aegis. But if they go on the Chen or the IO, Senking can come in with the Epi. So it's very difficult. Like, someone has to go cancel his blink, and his teammates has to roll and kill the targets in front.
I mean, they're just double trapped right here. It seems like whatever Wings initiate on.
Someone needs to flank from behind.
Oh, Shadow goes in. He's trying to man up there with the rage, and he's going to end up burning down most likely. He hops into a buddy just to save his life, but this is underneath the tier 4s. Yeah.
Oh my god. Navi.
Navi are doing it. I mean, what was this down to? Was this down to Navi just stomping all their lanes, or early aggression on the Sand King? What was the little golden nugget that made this game such a success?
Winning the lane so hard, definitely with the IO and the Chen. And you have a Huskar. When you win your lane that hard, you're just going to be able to siege the enemy base very, very early into the game. Relocate, gonna just take Ditya Ra out. Free fountain trip for you, buddy. And come back and siege another high ground.
Yep, it's basically just a free reset on the fight. I mean, that does mean there's no relocate, but...
15 minutes, 1 set of Rex, and they're going for a second set right now.
There's already over 15,000 net worth advantage going in favor of Navi.
Navi just executing brilliantly and not allowing the Wings lineup to come online.
Oh, going in. They are going to be able to not launch the Burrow Strike, but oh my. There's going to be the life break from Ditya Ra. He's going to be torn between targets, but he doesn't matter. He can kill them all. Going in, the Plasma Field coming out, the Shallow Grave is just going to be expended to keep the life stealer alive, but another set of racks should most likely be going the way of Navi.
There's nothing they can do. Navi is just way too strong at this stage of the game, using their timings to their advantage right now. Just fully understanding that they need 1 or 2 items on every hero, and they're so damn strong right now compared to what Wings are at this stage of the game.
And I think Wings were holding, just hoping to have that landing phase where they can just hold out, but unfortunately not going to be doing any of that. Beastmaster's final breath is that primal roar, but it's not going to be doing enough. Meanwhile, in the back line, they are able to get down Shadow. The GG comes out.
Oh my god, Navi just totally destroying Wings here with, like, Wings gave them the heroes that they always wanted to get. In Star Ladder, when everyone played against Navi, Io, Sand King, these are the 2 most crucial heroes to ban against Navi and Mount Prudent. It allows them to play the game so quickly, win their lanes, have such a great impact in terms of the laning phase, and you have very good team fight because Sand King is very good at lane and very good at team fight. And Chen, Io together, their timing window is just very, very fast. The game pace is very fast when you have all these kind of heroes. And Wings don't have the right lineup to deal with it that early. Their lineup definitely scales very well later into the game, but they just couldn't come online in time. Not enough D push.
Yeah, I think Na'Vi, they went in, they had a plan, they executed very cleanly, and Wings are going to get a chance to redeem themselves here going into game number 2 of this series. Wings versus Na'Vi coming up in just a couple of minutes. I'm Android, that's Winter. Thank you guys so much. Now, if you want to go over to stream number 4, it's going to be Alliance versus Escape, already in progress.
Heading into jungle, trying to find whatever he can. And I understand him. He needs to get some items before he's tanky enough. You know, 900 HP doesn't get you that far.
Yeah. Where are we on our Lone Druid watch here? Midas obviously still underway in 1,500 gold. The relic getting closer and closer here.
Yeah, it's definitely approaching. And, I mean, we're very early on in the game still. I think Alliance should make a play with this armlet on Lifestealer. They just need to make something happen between the level 1 Necrobook and the armlets on Lifestealer. These two things need to work together.
Yeah, they haven't been able to put that Primal Roar to use yet. They were looking for a setup there in the mid lane, but the opportunity left once they made their own gank for S4. And Escape are possibly going to be looking to put the pedal to the metal once again here. They've clustered in the mid lane, but no smoke
Not the
yet.
best time, though, as top is being pushed so hard, and they're also under a lot of dire vision. Not that they know that. They are going to smoke up under a ward. So Alliance, they know exactly what's happening. Probably gonna get a tier 1 for free here.
Yeah, Glyph comes out, but Bulldog leaves his book and his fours to be able to finish it up. And it will be taken down. Meanwhile, back in mid lane, it's Koikva knocking down this tier 1. S4 will be there to kind of repair the damage a bit.
Yeah, and everyone is sort of spread over the map. This is the way that Alliance need to play if they want to recover. They're going bottom.
Bottom, boat, pull, torrent, all going to connect nicely here for Eric. Can they take the Razor down? It looks like it's going to be possible without a tier 1 and some help assistance. Oh my God, he's still alive. He is running back out, and he's going to be good. No torrent connected, but he actually runs into Ake, who's going to get him with the poison and with the right click. Man, Era actually almost made it out safely.
I was just barely that they brought down that Razor. Really, really close there, and I'm not sure if he missed the Lifestealer ulti. It's a pretty small AoE when you pop it, but it looked like he landed it. It was just not enough damage.
Yeah, surprisingly tanky already, this Razor. Simply just power treads, and I guess having that value cloak in his pocket helps out.
Yeah, really. And meanwhile, most of Escape have been farming up as well. So while you did kill the Razor, you rotate a lot of people. Here we see the rotation.
They're going, and they're getting S4, man.
Oh,
struggling game for him. 0 and 4. He'll have to go back and just find a safe place, a safe space, if you will, to continue farming up, because once you go out into the light, Escape are there and ready to pounce the fields.
And no, it's really a big issue as the
epicenter bottom lane. Kezu can't quite make it in. It looks like the blink canceled out. No way to kind of close the gap.
I heard epicenter being channeled. I'm like, he's not close enough, and sure enough, he was pretty far to the left. That was ambitious, but not gonna catch anyone. Luckily, Sanking cooldown on ulti is a little bit nerfed, or buffed, I should say, from 140 level 1 to 120, and of course now down to 110 on level 2.
2 minutes time or so. He'll have it back up and ready here.
Yeah,
but Escape stunt the push power there from Alliance in the bottom lane and force them to regroup and get the hell out and go elsewhere. So back to the grind of Alliance.
The hard thing for Alliance right now is that Timbersaw does not do well in games where he doesn't get any kills at all. He's not a hero that can just sit back and say, hey, okay, I'm gonna farm it up jungle, we'll make a recovery, and it's probably not gonna help if they pop this smoke here. They did. Been spotted out here, pinged out as well by Yepsor, and he knows where they're going as well. He's like, yeah, they'll go here, somewhere here.
I wonder if Escape avoid it altogether or prepare for the possible
they're standing
approach.
under a ward though.
Yeah.
But they're not actually moving that way.
They're trying to make a move for Koikva, looks like, in that mid lane. But Koikva's Bear rolls on through. Obviously, Bear not going to be able to detect any sort of smoke movement, but...
No, and I think Alliance, they realize their smoke is about to run out. They can't really go into the enemy jungle now, so not going to get any value out of that smoke, and that's very often the case when you're under an enemy ward.
Yep. Well, Escape finished that up. Scan is thrown out.
Escape want to defend this. They don't want to give it away.
Long ignite. Pokes Loda a bit. Alliance stands strong here in the top lane, looking to take a tier 2 before they pull out. Hits on the Bear. There's Loda want the money? Thinks about it. Kezu makes his move. Burrow and the combo for Loda. Grave is going to be there from Ake, keeps him alive, and then the boat flies through. Will the run be enough to keep him alive? He toggles through the armlet and then begins to open up onto Era. Right-clicking forward, they're going to be able to bring down the Razor. S4 flies back, and Alliance might be able to take a big fight. Epicenter comes forward and will be able to get the finish onto Kunkka. But still, Alliance taking this one surprisingly well, pushing back Escape. Koikva
Yeah, they
forced to
just
retreat.
are so hard to bring down with the weave coming down, the ship coming out from Kunkka, and then Grave as well. You cannot burst Alliance quick enough. Yes, you got Loda to 1 HP, but Grave is gonna keep you safe in this game. No axe, so no way to kill.
What
That
did
was a-
Escape learn walking away from that? Because to me, it's, yeah, the Dazzle, the backliners, they gotta be kept in check.
I
probably.
think they realized that if they don't go on any of the supports of Alliance, they're gonna lose the team fights. That's why I hope they learn from this. The Dazzle and the Kunkka are really important targets to initiate on. If you're sanking with the Blink Dagger and Force Staff, you have to try and get deeper and get the backline with the stun.
We'll see if he will be able to do so with double sets of mobility now. I'd imagine closing the gap should not be an issue here for Kezus.
It's more about if his team is going to be there in time to follow up. And also one big thing is that they tried to take a fight when they were just hundreds of gold away from a Radiance on Lone Druid. He goes from not really being a team fighter at all to being one of the strongest heroes in the team fight when he picks up this recipe.
Alliance make their move now into the pit, taking a little bit of time, but now Bulldog is showing up with the help of his aura and presence. Hopefully they can take it a little bit faster, but it's still not fast enough, Waga. Escape are right around the corner with the smoke. Alliance, they have to get away. Do not want to risk losing a huge Roche fight here.
They saw a juicy Dazzle there and a Kunkka as well.
They just built up all that momentum for themselves. To hand it over back to Escape would be a travesty here.
They have the Radiance as well, so now Escape are ready to fight.
Oh my god, they are flirting with each other back and forth. Escape, no Alliance is there. Alliance knows something's fishy.
Yeah, they're just staying together, but
Kezu
Sanking, can he get the
creeps,
stun?
Creeps,
Oh.
thinking about it. But you gotta get the Dazzle too. They've learned their lesson last time. Bear moves in, spots him out a bit. Where's the setup gonna come from? There's the move. They're looking to make it here for EGM. Alliance hit it a bit.
No
Ake,
ship.
though, not going to bother. The ship's not gonna come out. No Grave will be there to assist. They'll let EGM fall down while S4 makes chase, trying to go for Koikva. He gets joined by Loda. Loda hops in for the infest.
Oh,
while
but he's
Arrow
losing
saps
damage.
away the damage. He's taking it all for himself. Loda's got to get away or he has nothing to work with. Pops the rage, looks to go for the bear. Will be able to get the money on that one. Cinder on the other side. Man's up on Admiral. Bulldog here, the big barrel flies forward. Kazoo, big connection on the lockdown. And that's going to allow Escape to clean things up. Cinderin with the double, and they're going to get the Loda kill too, making it a 5-man wipe on Alliance.
What a perfect stun there to finish off a good team fight. They got the Kunkka immediately. It seems that Escape learned their lesson indeed, focusing the right targets. And yeah, they just couldn't keep him alive. Even if they try and grave him, doesn't really matter. He
There's
dies
the
quickly.
boat.
Yeah. Well, a little bit too late as the team fight is over, but see Kezu just flirting with the supports.
It's enough to force Escape out from the pit.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to go for a straight Roche after being so low HP on many heroes. They don't really have a
Here, game number 2 of Navi versus Wings. Very excited to see how this one goes. We are racing through the picks right here. I'm Android, being joined once again by Winter. What do you make of the draft so far?
Well, they chose to ban out the IO this time for Wings, but they didn't ban out the Sanking, they banned out the Elder Titan, so Navi just couldn't get the Sanking again once more. And for Navi, they had the same bans, Oracle and Drow. They open with a Mirana, which is one of the hottest heroes in the current meta right now. And Wings are going for a very different approach. They are going for heroes that are very strong at fighting early. Don't need too many items, very fast-paced heroes. Slardar and Night Stalker. But right now Navi has a lot of spell damage, so the Huskar pick could be really good against Navi this time if Wings want to go for it.
Yeah, Dazzle going to get banned out, Oracle taken out. Now, Shadow Demon going to be a top priority, I think, for both teams. Navi can probably run it there with the Mirana very well.
Yeah, probably Navi's lineup might fit the Shadow Demon a bit more compared to what Wings have right now. It's a rather strange and peculiar opening from Wings. It's not very common that you see Night Stalker and Slardar picked up right away. I mean, it is a support plus an offlaner, but it's a very weird combination. It's very good together in the laning phase if you sense that the enemy will lane very weakly, so you can actually have Slardar plus Night Stalker duel in to punish it, but it's rather strange to open it right away.
Yeah, I mean, definitely reveals a lot about how you're going to be playing. Lots of ganks there on the Night Stalker. You kind of know what items he's looking for. You know how much farm he's going to be given. Whereas Na'Vi, I mean, they obviously showed off that
10
fantastic Sand King
seconds
game
remaining.
1, but they're still holding their cards close to their chest.
Yeah, their
Seconds
draft can
remaining.
literally go in a lot of directions, but Wings right now, be curious to see how they take this draft and how they build
Navi's
on the
turn
Night
to pick.
Stalker and the Starter. They're gonna go for the Witch Doctor, same like the last game. You need a very good lane support to zone the Sand King, but Na'Vi is gonna go for the same thing.
Wings
You
Gaming's
get a creep,
turn
you
to
run to
pick.
the off lane, you help the Sand King, and you pressure the lane. So Wings this time they have to get a stronger carry to deal with the Sand King Chen roam. But Witch Doctor on the other hand is much better than Dazzle the last game to deal with the creeps, because your Coconut Bounce is very good
10
versus the Chen
seconds
creeps.
remaining.
So that's that going on for Wings Gaming right now. They have a much better
5
support.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Na'Vi, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think you're spot on with the Chen being able to puppy guard the
Reserve
Sand King,
time.
but what else do Na'Vi need? Because it seems like with the IO taken away, they're missing a crucial piece of regen.
Soneko's hero. Chat. I don't know if he plays. There's no Dazzle, there's no Witch Doctor, so I don't think they'll have another like a healing hero for them. They'll probably pick another roamer, like possibly they might go for the bounty this time on their side. I'm not very sure what other heroes that they will pair with the Chen right now without the IO.
You know, there's kind of an old school thing Na'Vi could run here. They could pick up the Bane and combine that with the Mirana.
Bane
It
is
pushes
possible.
very, very quickly.
Bane is really good with the Mirana. And Wings are going to go
Navi's
for,
turn to pick.
like I said, they need a very far range hero so you don't get harassed by Caustic Finale. And Klinks is very strong in the laning phase. So I don't expect Sand King to get the same start again like the last game where he was constantly bullying the carry, running
10
around,
seconds
pressuring
remaining.
the supports. Klinks will be able to handle the Sand King much better.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, he still does need a little bit of farm to himself, and he's going to want to not really participate right away. But I do
Reserve
think Wings are
time.
going in. They've kind of read Na'Vi. They know Na'Vi's going to go full throttle. So Wings respond to that by picking up a lot of early aggression for themselves.
Yeah, much better laning phase this time, much better early game, much faster pace, which is very crucial against Na'Vi, because Na'Vi is not going to play a slow pace game. They're going to just get some items, pressure in the lane, and just run at you and kill you, push your towers, get objectives, get Roshan. So you want to have heroes that come online fast. Klinks is a hero that doesn't need too much, needs his levels, maybe one item, and you're good to go to fight. And you can easily take out one of the Chen creeps as well with your ultimate.
All right, so Na'Vi going to have to play a little bit differently. I mean, what's going to change based on the way Wings are drafting?
They most likely, I will expect to do the same thing again, fast pace. They're just going to focus on their own game rather than
Oh.
what the opponent is doing.
Yeah,
Wings
that's fast-paced.
Gaming's
Yeah,
turn to
Na'Vi
bat.
so far has always been a team that focuses on themselves rather than, oh, we need to pick this hero because the enemy has this hero. We want to counter them. No, they are just very concerned about how we want to play the game. This is the kind of game we want to play, fast paced. We don't really
10
focus so
seconds
much on, we
remaining.
need this hero to deal with a specific hero. We're just going to be more comfortable with
5
what we have
seconds
and just play from there.
All right, so last ban out, Na'Vi still looking to pick
Reserve
themselves up a
time.
mid, most likely. Do you think that's going to be support Mirana? Like, what are they doing with that little Priestess of the Moon?
This game support Mirana. I don't really know support Mirana with Chen though. I don't like that too much.
I mean, does Dendi play Mirana?
Then yeah, Dandy plays Mirana for their team. Dandy and General, but this game I expect General to play the Sand King and Dandy to be on the Mirana, and they will go for another support hero to pair with the Ursa. Like if Ursa goes top lane solo and it's Night Stalker and Slara, he's gonna have a rough time. So I would expect them to put a hero to babysit Ursa this time. I don't think Ursa will be left alone like the last game where the safe lane Razor was left alone. This game I think they need to pay attention to the Ursa, so they would need a laning support for Seneko. And
So
for
he's going to need a babysitter. What's the best bet?
there's Venge. I mean, Venge is not the greatest babysitter, but they're on Dire side. They want to get a Roshan strat going, and they want to play fast pace. Venge Chen helps you push. You have the aura, and that could work for them, as long as they have a hero that will help the Ursa get his levels and get his farm. That's the most important thing for Na'Vi, and get a support that synergizes well with what they're trying to do with their lineup and helps with the Roshan and push.
All right,
10
Wings definitely
seconds
taking their time on this. They're going to ban the Disruptor. Disruptor.
No.
Maybe Shadow
Turn to
Shaman though.
bat.
Like if they want to push, I've seen some games but it was art style playing the hero. It wasn't Soneko, So right now, this game with Artstar taking the Chen, I'm not sure if Sonika would play the same hero. So we'll see what Na'Vi goes for as their babysitter. Like someone that can push, help them get Roshan, and protect the Ursa.
All right, now last pick here. Na'Vi don't have a whole lot of time to decide on this. I mean, how important do you think the Roshan objective is going to be for both teams?
It's more important for, I would say, the Na'Vi strat, because you are running Ursa and Chen.
10 seconds
I mean,
remaining.
for Wings, they have the Slardar and Klings. They can do the Roshan too, but it's more important for Na'Vi. So they're still going to go back for the bounty, like I said, like one of Sonika's heroes. It doesn't have direct synergy with the Chen, but it's just a hero that they like to play. They're going to fight a lot. You want to have Track on your side. Track and Ursa is very, very good in the later part of the game. He's not the best babysitter in the lane, so Ursa might struggle this game if Chen decides to help the Sanking and not prioritize on helping the Ursa first. So bounty will be also roaming. Ursa against Slardar and Night Stalker. If that's going to happen, he's going to struggle a bit. He's still going to get levels, but not so much farm. And Wings, they're going to go for the TA, more minus armor. And more importantly, because it's very important for Ursa to get Roshan now, you have the TA traps to scout the Roshan out. This is very crucial for the Wings gaming lineup. They have to be able to scout when Navi's doing Roshan and contest it whenever they can.
Yeah, I'm really liking this Wings lineup. They've got lots of disable. They've got tons of minus armor. They're going to be bringing in a fair amount of damage. Now, when do they come online, though? When can they start contesting Navi's early push and early aggression?
Oh, this game is much, much faster than the last game. They don't need too many items. Blink on Slardar, TA Blink Deso. If you get your first ancient stacks, you get Blink Deso maybe minute 15, minute 16. So Night Stalker at the same time, you don't really need the Aghanims ASAP. You just need your levels and you're going to be able to fight around the nighttime. Same goes for Klings. One item. Soaring, and then you get, if Klings is getting the Deso, TA will get something else. So it really depends on who's going to get the item. Both heroes would really love to get the Desolator. I mean, Wings lineup is just much, much better and much faster this game to deal with what Na'Vi is going to run.
All right, I definitely like this. I think Wings have responded appropriately to the challenge that Na'Vi has thrown them. Now, how's Na'Vi going to play differently with this Bounty Hunter as opposed to another little ganky support there?
I think his primary job this game is to mainly play deep boards, and you want to scout where the Klings is ganking, because when Klings has level 6 and or level 7, he's going to be looking to be extremely active on the map, trying to gank and kill heroes, and you want to be able to scout that, and number 2 is scout the TA ancient stacks. Those are all the things that the Bounty Hunter needs to keep his eyes on for his team. It's very important for them to understand how much farm they get on the TA and on the Klings.
All right, so where does Na'Vi have to focus most of their energy? Because it seems like there's a lot of heroes on Wings that can easily get out of check.
Same plan. Right now, they are camping around the Ancients area. They want to make sure that Wings don't get a ward down to block off this camp right here near the Ancient. So if this camp is blocked, it's going to dissuade the Chen to help the Sanking that early. He needs to run all the way towards his jungle to be able to grab a keep before he can move down. So having this camp near the Ancients area is extremely crucial for their playstyle.
All right, Ice going deep. Is able to get a D ward here, making sure the Dire lose a bit of their vision, but overall, nothing too action-packed happening up here in the top. Ti6 going to be forced back, not going to be given a free bounty, but Rune's going to go for the 1-1 split. Nice and easy, no one getting harmed just yet.
Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward one-apiece Rune, but I'll be interested to see whether Innocence on the Night Stalker, whether he's going to go all the way to top to pressure the Ursa, which I think could be a good idea, or he's going to go to the mid lane or the bottom lane to help to start out. He starts off with helping the TA to block the creeps. Yes, he's going to go top. So this is what I expected the most from Wings, having this dual lane. Night Stalker and Slardar is very, very scary. If Ursa makes a wrong move, they can easily kill him with their low cooldown spells, the Crush from Slardar. And they have 2 slows, the stun and slow from Slardar and Night Stalker respectively.
All right, I mean, I hope Ursa's going to be okay there. The Crush will latch. I mean, they do have that Void coming out from Innocence, and now they're going to be going back in, just taking a couple of beatings, but Ti6 should be able to go and salve up if he needs to.
Oh, if they had Orb of Venom, they might be able to get that kill, but right now, like I said, the Ursa might need babysitting, but Bounty Hunter is not the best babysitter in the lane for the Ursa. It's going to work well later when he has track for the Ursa, but right now he's not the best support to babysit the Ursa. he's gonna do his best by pulling, trying to get the creep wave near his tower, so Ursa will be able to get some free last hits. But
Down bottom, General going to be taking a lot of damage at the Coconut bouncing.
here comes the Chen though. Chen is behind.
Oh, nice sandstorm there just to dodge out and break the vision. And now they're going to be going in. They will be able to do a fair amount of damage onto the Witch Doctor. The net creep does latch. I don't think they've got the raw right click to go in. And art style actually quite deep. General looking to go wrap around. He doesn't have the point in burst strike
they
just
got
yet.
him.
They've got the sandwich though. They're going for the TP and they will be able to get the first blood. Art style snapping up that one for himself.
Oh, very well done by the Chen there. He missed one of his auto attacks, but he managed to still made up with it with the creep running around, surrounding the support there. So well done there by Artstar on the Chen. Once again with the same type of rotation, successful, helping the Sand King get his first blood.
Now back in the mid lane, we've got Dendi doing a decent amount of job getting a decent amount of farm up against the Templar Assassin. How is that momentum going to be shifting as the game moves forward?
Ti6 should get a better grip on the lane once he gets more points in refraction. I don't expect Mirana to have more farm.
Seneko going to get turned around on. The Void comes back in, but they lose vision.
Yeah, they have no dust. It's fine. This lane, as you can see, is extremely scary for Na'Vi. They can easily get punished by the Slardar and Night Stalker if they get out of position with their heroes. So they have to be really, really careful when they are trying to get farm, because they are both melee heroes. If they get farm, they get too close to the Slardar. A crush followed up by a Void Slow, they might be in trouble. So they need to be very cautious. A stun onto Didyara here at top. Another Void to follow.
I think this might be a kill onto the bear. They're going in. They've got the raw damage. One more hit means that is going to be a kill going in favor
Oh,
of
that does
Night
now.
Stalker. And they do have the dust. They are able to just clean up the lane. Na'Vi getting a little bit sloppy there.
Yeah, in the meantime, they were able to get another kill on the Witch Doctor in the bottom lane. So 2 for 2 right now between Wings and Na'Vi. Both the safe laners getting heavily pressured by the opposing team.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's definitely a different general game on Sand King. At this point, we saw him have like, what, 3 or 4 kills? And I mean, he's slowly winding himself up. Art style sitting back. Looks like the Witch Doctor does know something's up, but I don't think they can jump on him just yet.
Yeah, because he's up against a long-range hero, so he decided not to go for the caustic. He went for 1 point. Obviously, he went for 1 point earlier to save himself when he was being chased down as well. But this lane Klings is still able to get some decent amount of farm with the with the fire arrows. And Dendi right now still doing. Oh, he lands an arrow onto Blink.
Oh.
Refraction gonna come online.
Oh, the fairy fire gobbled up. The TA is going to be able to get out alive.
Yep, very nice attempt there by Dendi there. Unfortunate that he can't really get the kill. Here comes the Night Stalker. He has to be careful here. Nighttime is here, so... Oh, he pops the dust there. Just making sure that Bounty Hunter is not near the vicinity.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter's been spending a lot of time pacing back and forth, and obviously the roaming Bounty, you expect him to do just that.
He's not exactly roaming this game.
Oh,
Just
down bottom. Ti6 is going to get trapped, and the Burrow Strike does latch. Do they have anything to follow up? Shadow just going in, laying a couple of searing arrows, but no blood.
Yep, Witch Doctor casts pretty good versus the Chen rotations overall, so it's much more difficult for Artstar to dive the tower like the last game. And Soneko manages to get his level 2 right now, but still pretty difficult for the Bounty and Ursa right now to land a kill onto the Stardust lane. And we see Night Stalker roaming all the way to bottom to try and set up a kill here.
He's going to be walking straight to Art Style to follow up. They get the Maledict. I think that is a very dead Chen. They've got all the damage in the world. Now General going to be the one in trouble. There is going to be that Shadow Walk coming out onto Shadow, and they're going to go in. The Burrow Strike comes back in. Seneko joins the party, lands one bag DOta slash onto his back, but that's going to be it.
Night Stalker is much better at doing what Beastmaster did last game. Beastmaster can only make this move if he's level 6, but Night Stalker can just do this with the first Night phase.
The Void able to be such a strong initiator, and I mean, General, he's able to go scoot himself out of there. He's got himself some decent farm, but very different Sand King game from last. How does he keep himself relevant?
He just needs to keep pressuring and keep farming, and Chen needs to get himself back towards bottom lane. If Chen is down here, then Sand King can continuously farm and pose a threat to kill the Klings or the Witch Doctor. So as long as the Chen is around, Sand King should be able to constantly keep getting last hit and pressuring the lane. And for the Slardar here right now, he's 1v1 against Ursa, so Ursa should be able to farm very well. And Dendi...
He's going to be fine there. That leap away, totally saving his ass.
There's no ancient stacks at the moment yet. For the TA, he's going to be able to get the 6-minute rune, haste rune, so might be able to use this rune to help the other lanes.
Yeah, I mean...
Dendi has no leap though. He knows Dendi has no leap.
He's going back in. The Moonlight Shadow might be enough. They are going to bring in the Refraction. TA goes under tower, but she'll be okay. So unfortunately, not going to be a fruitful attempt. Meanwhile, up top, Ditya-Ra's going to be invis, but they've got the rotations back in. He's going to pop into his ultimate form. He's very, very angry, trying to go for the chase. And we'll be wrapping
He's
around.
dead.
Faith Beyond going to be scooting away. I mean, Ditya-Ra now, his ult ends. He's trying to burrow himself into the trees, but I think that is going to be one more hit, and the Fuzzy Wuzzy falls.
Once again, very good rotation by Innocence on the Night Stalker there, making plays around the map for his team. Leaving the top lane, coming back to the top lane and getting that kill onto the Ursa there. The Yara was just not ready for the kill. It was like, oh, it's a 1v1 lane.
Down bottom, General goes for the Burrow Strike, but it's not going to be that fruitful. Everyone just kind of spraying damage back and forth. We haven't seen a whole lot of big group up in fights. What's going to be the catalyst for that?
When Klings will start to... I mean, I don't think there'll be any big fights yet. They'll be trying to roam around to get singular pickoffs like what the Night Stalker is doing now. He just stacked the Ancients and he's trying to decide where he should rotate to, whether he should go back to top lane, but Ursa has left the top lane. He's not feeling safe going back there, so he wants to get the Roshan. Like I said, it's more important for Na'Vi to get the first Roshan compared to Wings, even though they have Slada. And this is a very early attempt onto Roshan here by Na'Vi.
Meanwhile, down bottom, there are going to be a bunch of heroes posturing up. You've got General on the Sand King, Artstyle on the Chen.
Oh, Blink, is he going to put a trap there? Oh, they see the Rosh.
Mad pings going in. It looks like Seneco's going to be wrapping around. They're looking for something. The Burrow Strike is going to come in. There's the Refraction coming back out. The arrow going to collapse, and that's going to be, oh, all of a sudden, TA in some serious trouble. They've got the Starfall coming back down, and they are able to go through. They clean up, and there's going to be Eyes going down as well. They're looking for more. They've got the Burrow Strike. It does latch. Now they should be able to get the pick onto the Night Stalker as well. He's trying to run for all he's worth, but it's not going to be enough. So in addition to getting 3 kills, they are also able to go through and get the Aegis onto Ditya-Ra.
That was just very well coordinated Roshan by Na'Vi. They smoked the Ursa in with the creep, even though Wings scouted it out, but everyone on Na'Vi was just around the vicinity to be able to contest the Roshan when Wings is trying to pressure the Ursa. So very well played there by Na'Vi. The Sand King there proving to be very, very powerful in those sort of engagements with his stun.
All right, now back in the mid, we could have a bit of a sandwich going on, but we're just going to have Bounty Hunter going in, and Seneco plopping down a little sentry board there, making sure no more stacks go the way of Wings.
Yeah, here you can see the Sand King there being extremely strong in this fight, getting multiple Burrow Strikes off.
Yeah.
And winning his team the team fight. But right now, Seneco just placed the sentry ward onto the Ancients area while his team is pushing the tier 1 at bottom. Like, it's really important for Na'Vi to stop Wings from using this Ancient stacks to get back into the game.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Here comes Shadow with his level 6.
Yeah, he's wrapping around. They are able to get the Psionic Trap onto Dendi, but a little bit late on the initiation means they're only able to latch an arrow or two before he walks away.
He was trying to force him to leap away, and maybe Klings can get the kill if Mirana wastes his leap, but not gonna happen. So he's gonna play around the enemy jungle. This is what you want to do as a Klings at this stage of the game. You're gonna be constantly looking for kills, farming the enemy jungle, leaving the lanes for your teammates, so everyone else is getting much more space to farm.
I mean, is everyone on the map basically where they need to be to scale up nicely, or are there heroes that are starting to fall behind?
Right now for Wings, the most important hero is the Slada. He needs to get his blink, because Night Stalker has already done his job in the first night phase, so he needs to take some farm and levels right now. And yep, Slada has his blink right now, so he's going to be able to be that pacemaker for his team. So let's see, the biggest kill probably either the Mirana. Ursa has Aegis, so that would be hard. Sand King or Mirana would be really good kills if he can actually go for it. Oh, the Bounty's going to scout out the blink. That's huge.
Oh, they have a lot of vision going for themselves now in mid lane. We could have something going down there. Is going to be Mirana just sitting there farming up. They know the Witch Doctor's around, but not jumping.
Yeah, but Na'Vi right now are fully aware of the blink on this Slada right now, so I would expect them to approach the next few minutes with extreme caution. They don't want to give away any big kills to the blink Slada. They have to be able to get more items, like get to the mech and then go fight. Like Ursa is more than happy to fight when he gets his blink plus Aegis. He's very close to the blink right now. And they're going to move towards top. General does not have his blink yet, but they're just going to want to defend their towers because Na'Vi is in the driver's seat right now. When you're leading in the game, you do not want to give away free towers.
Faith Beyond, though, sitting there looking for the Blink Crush. Is going to scout out the Chen army walking on through. And they go for the... Oh, nice dust reaction there. Able to get 2 into the Burrow Strike. Faith Beyond sitting there. Will get the Crush up, but only have the Chen creeps able to follow up the arrow. Short range, but connects into Faith Beyond. They are able to go through and get the double Starstorm proc.
Oh my
and that's going to be Dendi on a killing spree.
He was really lucky there on the Burrow Strike. He did not know Slada was going to blink in there, but he was able to get a double stun, a dust on top of that, but didn't get the clinks, but the rotation from Dendi there. Landing the arrow, allowing his team to get that crucial kill on the Slada. So they should be able to pressure this tower right now with the
Now
Starlight
mid
right now.
lane, TP in. DOta just showing a lot of courage by going right underneath that tier 1.
Yep, and he's gonna have enough gold for his blink right now. Navi is starting to get into shape. Bounty Hunter has track. Ursa just got blink. Chen will have his mech fairly soon. And Navi is gonna start to have their...
Oh, nighttime popped out. They do see General go in. They are able to get the coconut bounce. Everything dropped here onto the Sand King. There is going to be a stun coming back out, so General might be able to leap away to freedom. He's got the Maledict on him. Okay, there's a Meld Strike. That will be the kill. They are able to go get the jump out. Dendi trying to leap away here, but it might not be enough. Innocence chasing down, has the Void in 3 seconds. Instead, going to be changing targets on art style.
You're not getting out of this stuff.
He's trying, man. He's going right back in. He's just facing his fear right in the face, is able to go through, and oh, it's
Here
unfortunate.
comes the Ursa.
Oh, the smoke coming wrap around. Ice is going to get tracked up. They've got to know something's going down. His blink is going to be going back on in. Now Seneko going to be stunned up. Moonlight Shadow can only keep you invis for so long, but look at DOta's damage. He's now getting surrounded upon by 2 heroes, but Mirana from the high ground able to keep the pace of the fight under control.
They were able to get 2 track kills there, so that was big for Navi. Getting that 2 track for their team, and Ursa is going to complete his blink, and he's trying to run in to get the Night Stalker.
Taking a look at the replay here. Hopefully.
He's gonna get the Night Stalker.
Right,
oh
so
my god.
Ursa gets another kill in the meantime, but looking back at that Burrow Strike, unbelievably nice angle there from General.
Yep, so overall Navi that getting the tower, trading 2 for 3 kills. Probably with, I think there was 2 tracks and the other one wasn't, the Night Stalker wasn't a track kill. So bottom lane Shadow, another track. Oh my god, this is getting out of hand. Like, they have to stop giving up so many track kills.
I mean, Klink's got the tower, but that's still not enough yet. General's gonna be able to go through. Will he actually live through this Maledict tick? Can they get the deny off? He goes in.
He's bottling him.
One more tick. Will he actually be able to live through this? I don't think.
Another
No, he
bottle.
falls down. There will be a crush to follow up. Dendi is going to be sitting back. They have Seneko going in. There will be a Shuriken toss bouncing around. They get the mini stun onto Faith Beyond, but they can't follow up.
Well, Wings have to be very, very careful not to give away too many track kills. This is going to allow Navi to snowball out of control. Like the Ursa, despite not having a good laning phase, but if he gets too many track kills, he's just going to be able to still snowball ahead of the enemy team. And top lane, the TA does not have either the blink or the Deso yet, and it's close to 40 minutes. And if you look on the Navi side, they have the Mag, blink, and everything is online now for Navi. Mirana is still working on towards her Aghanim's, but not so important. The other more important one is the blink onto General, but he's not anywhere near that after dying twice.
Yeah, he's still definitely pulling his weight, though, going in and trying to find some farm for himself. Now, Wings, you look at their damage dealers. TA feeling a little bit underfarmed. Slardar feeling a bit underfarmed. He has his blink,
And
but
Slardar's okay. I think he's at where he should be with the blink and building into the 4-staff. Like, Slardar is the only one that has the right amount of farm considering the situation his team is in. They're trying to pick up General. They know that he's trying to farm his crucial blink, and they do not want to allow that.
Crush, he's sitting back. He's got himself the amp damage, but no one really following up on that. And there's going to be a big rotation in. Oh man, this could be huge as Navi, they scout out what's going on, and DOta is just ready to jump. He loses the Aegis, it's consumed, it times out, but they should be able to go in, and as Seneko goes in, he's going to be the first one to wrap around, and okay, Innocence about to lose some there. He's going to get tracked up. That's going to be another track kill going the way of Navi, but if they actually get the track, yep. On the back lines, they're going to be dropping everything for this. Here in the river, they should be able to go through. They will get a kill, but at what cost? They're going to bring in DOta. He's going back in. Ice. Going to get slapped away. Oh, the arrow not even going to be needed there. Faith Beyond now slipping away. Shadow might be in some trouble as well. They don't have vision onto Shadow just yet, but
Yeah,
either way, Navi, they only lose their Chen there, and they get 2 in return. Track kills starting to really spiral in their favor, and they should turn this into a tower.
Navi is just using their heroes plus track and all their movement speed with and mobility with the blink to run them down and just to continuously trade kills. This is what Navi wants with their lineup. They want to keep fighting with track, trading heroes for hero, and Wings right now are struggling to keep up the pace of the game. They need to get 1 item at least on the TA to be able to fight. Like, this is not looking good for Wings at the moment, despite having a very, very early blink on the Slardar here this game.
Now Psionic Trap's giving a lot of vision. Faith Beyond actually going to walk right into the Chen army. A track there.
Track on Slardar, this is bad. They're not going to be able to move around now.
And now up top, they kind of think that Templar Assassin's hiding out somewhere. There's 2 heroes going back to
He's
farm.
going to get his blink on TA, so that's going to be very good with the Slardar. They blink in and crush and amp damage
Oh, down near the Roche pit though.
at the same time, so they'll be able to burst 1 hero down extremely quickly with the double blinks. So Wings have to use this timing window right now to be able to get pickoffs, to get heroes, important heroes down, like Ursa or the Mirana.
All right, so a bit of a stall out in the full-blown action. Is this Na'Vi waiting for Roche? Na'Vi waiting for big item timings?
Let's see what important items. I guess the Aghanim's of Mirana and the Ursa, those are the two important items. And obviously the Blink still not online yet for General. He's going to struggle this game to get the Blink. Like, he doesn't want to farm outside of the map alone because of the Slada plus the TA running around and the Klings. It's very difficult for General to push the lanes. Like the last game, he was very confident in pushing the lanes because of the heroes that Wings have. This game is difficult for him to solo push like this against those heroes. He's going to need to play around his team to, like, you win team fights, you get Roshan objectives to be able to get towards his dagger.
All right, so Na'Vi right where you want them to be, ahead of where you expect them to be, or starting to fall behind?
They will hope for the Sand King to get his Blink around this time, but everything else is fine except for General's farm. Na'Vi is still where they want to be. They have the Aghanims coming up on Mirana and Ursa very soon, so they're waiting for the next Roshan. Once they get the double Aghanims plus the Roshan, they should be looking to siege.
All right, Roshan spawns right now, right into the eyes of the Dire, and Radiant not going to be too keen on this. They've got themselves some scans going out, but Dire just making sure that Radiant heroes aren't going to be in the area.
Yep, Shadows has 3k gold, so hasn't decided what he wants to go. If he wants to go for the Dazzle, then TA would be going for another different item right now. But I don't see Wings being able to contest this Roshan at all. Na'Vi is just way too strong at this stage of the game. And Wings, they desperately need more items on the TA and the Klings.
I mean, they're going to rotate Seneko pretty deep here, maybe looking for the track here onto the Night Stalker, but either way, if they latch the track, they get Ursa another Aegis, and they should be able to go and at least apply some pressure to the bottom tower now.
Yeah, if they can get this tower and the other two remaining towers, it would give General his Blink. He's gonna just have to rely on his team to siege towers, try to get whatever farm he can. And Ursa is also very close to his Aghanim. He already has his Aghanims actually, sorry. So 2 Aghanims already online, and they're just waiting on the Sand King Blink right now. If they had everything now, Na'Vi is just so strong and ready to push the high ground.
I mean, you see the posture up here. Everyone going to be starting to charge in. Shadow goes in, consumes up a creep. You know, they're wrapping around. They're trying to figure out where their jump point is. But again, it's pretty difficult. You've got Night Stalker just ambling around. No blink on him. Certainly no Aghanim Scepter. There's going to be a crush coming in, but oh, immediate follow-up. They're trying to go through. They get the Melt Strike there, but Take a Rod just manning up, going back in. Coconut bouncing every which way. Moonlight Shadow comes out. There's going to be dusts and heals and max every which way. But it seems like Na'Vi aren't deterred. They're going back in. The arrow not going to latch. Truken tossed. Oh, it's just bouncing around the entire team. Beat popping every which way.
Wings cannot fight here. They have to maximize their chances by defending only the high ground. I think if they fight outside of the base, it's super risky for their lineup and Na'Vi. They're gonna give General the safe lane on top so he gets to his Blink. And that's gonna...
Oh, Blink in, they're going in. They're trying to just completely punish in this. It's another track kill going the way of Na'Vi. The cask still bouncing, but Na'Vi feel very firmly in control here. They have just got double damage runes onto the Mirana as well, so she is hitting so gosh darn hard.
And they're starting to get way too much out of the map right now.
Oh, Sand King may have to 1v1 as a Templar Assassin just wants to get a pass away from this. There will be the crush. So General gonna get further delayed. He's so close to his Blink, but isn't gonna get it this time. Hand of God coming out a little bit late. Rob might be able to get some revenge going in as he is able to go. Oh, the arrow, this snipe from the low ground. Dandy cleans him up, avenging his fallen Sand King.
I mean, that's still not the most ideal for Na'Vi. They really need to get the Blink on the Sand King so they can siege the high ground confidently. Even though they got the starter in as exchange, but still not ideal for Na'Vi. Any 1-for-1 trades is good for Wings right now. They are just happy to get whatever they can get their hands on right now. They're really, really desperate.
I mean, what's your ideal situation for Wings? Do you continue to just bully General and maybe hope to slide ahead from there? How late do you have to take this?
They have to get BKBs on all 3 heroes, the Klings, the TA, and Slada. Then they can feel confident in taking a team fight. Otherwise, the Mirana plus Sand King and even the Chen army, they're doing way too much. Like Shuriken Toss as well. In the last fight, you saw bouncing around, dealing so much damage to the Wings lineup. They need to be able to not worry about all those nukes in the team fight. So BKB is extremely crucial for all their calls. That's their timing. If they can get 3 BKBs, defend their high ground, they would be in a good position in the game.
Now mid lane, we're going to have that Moonlight Shadow coming out, but up top is where the real action's going to break out. Dendy in some serious trouble, going to get dropped. Death
The
Ward
ward.
cleans up the Mirana.
The observer ward there, giving them the vision, allowing them to understand that Dandy is coming in, being alone and being able to use their numbers advantage to just get a free pick off there. And Slada running in as well, trying to find additional kills to slow down the Na'Vi 5-man.
Radiant use their scan to make sure no one else is waiting near that cliff, but for now it seems like Wings actually get a free pass onto this tower. Ra, I mean, he's manly, but I don't think he can jump against
His
5.
team is nowhere near though. Sand King got his blink, he's running all the way back to top lane. So they're trying to wait for the Sand King to come over so that they can bait the Ursa.
Oh, Ra gonna get slowed up a little bit by that Psionic Trap. Fortify comes out. Meanwhile, there is gonna be the crush in. They're gonna try to do something there. The Sand King trying to get something done. He's still got his Epi, not gonna channel that up just yet. Ra trying to get things going there. Track kill onto Ice Ice. They are able to get that done. General lives through this somehow. On the backline, Seneko may have to give his life for this, but Bounty still gets his worth out of that. And there could be another track kill. Innocent's gonna get netted up by the Chen. Looks like he might get away for now. Ra gonna get slowed. Meanwhile, oh, General with the Epicenter gonna connect onto 2. They're looking for the kill onto the TA. And you got Ra just sprinting after that Night Stalker. Another track kill going the way of Na'Vi. Now Shadow looking to man up onto Dendy. One more hit. Is it going to be enough? No. They end up losing the Clinks there. Triple kill for Ra going around, and he still got the Aegis.
Yep, that kill was 2 for 3 trade, and I think they were able to only get 1 track. The other 2 wasn't tracked because Bounty died pretty early in the fights, but still really good trade for Na'Vi.
I think it was 2 track because the Night Stalker was definitely still tracked a little bit down.
Okay, so that was 2 tracks. So it's definitely very good for Na'Vi there, getting the 2 tracks. And Sand King with the blink there, with the debut of his blink, getting a really, really good epicenter onto 2 heroes there, allowing Na'Vi to secure that team fight. And Ursa going to get even more items, so he's going to have the diffusal right now, so it's going to make it really difficult for him.
Oh, Ursa just going in. He might have bitten off more than he can chew there. Even the Thunderhide participating, but they are going to bring in General.
Oh,
the Aegis is going to be consumed. He's not going to be able to heal up this time. He's not going to come back to life. General going to get stuck as well. Big overcommit there from Na'Vi.
Oh dear, that was so unlucky. I think he just totally forgot about the timing there and just paid the price. Just as the moment he
here's the replay
jumped
from
in.
that last fight. We are going to be able to go see what happened there in terms of tracks. Art style going to get cleaned up there, but on the back lines, track there onto the Witch Doctor going through General. He's going to be skirting around, so Shadow just going back in, trying to live on the back line. Seneko gets cleaned up. But look, Night Stalker still tracked, and Ra never takes his eyes off him, even after he goes and wraps around all the way into the top lane. You still are going to see the Ursa able to catch up with those phase boots.
Yeah, it's track. You just want to get that juicy gold. Track gold, must kill that target. It's generally what you want to do. Focus all the track heroes first, get all the bonus gold, don't let them escape. That's your priority. I mean, right now Na'Vi's still in a pretty good position, but slowly Wings are starting to catch up. I talk about the BKBs coming. Clinks and TA are more than halfway down to their BKBs. Slada is not going to
jump in here. This is going to be a big punish. Dendy not able to escape. I mean, you look at the overall net worth chart, and it's actually tipping in favor of Wings for the first time this game.
Yeah, all the pickups they've been getting have been really, really crucial. Like, their heroes are much more mobile. Like, during the night, there's Night Stalker, and like during the day, there's Slada sprinting around, there's traps, there's Clinks moving around. So all these pickups have been slowing Na'Vi's progression as a team. They want to be able to group and 5-man and push down towers, so they do not run the risk of being picked off by all these heroes. But Wings are still constantly finding all those pickoffs, and once they get their BKBs, they're going to be very strong in the team fights. The team fight supremacy will start to fall into Wings' favor once the BKBs come online.
So how much longer do you think Na'Vi have, and what's their best shot at getting the most out of that time?
I mean, right now it's already 1 BKB up on the TA, so they're starting, as soon as they see this, they're going to be starting to figure whether we should slow down the game and just try to focus on our own farm. Because taking team fights against BKB is very risky right now for Na'Vi. So they might want to complete more items, like for example the Aghanims on Chen. Mirana just got a blink, so won't be getting any more items yet. Ursa wants to work on his Basher as well so he can deal with the BKB.
Do you think Na'Vi are relying a little too heavily on the Ursa for their damage?
Yeah, at the moment, yes. I think once the BKB is going to come online, every other hero can deal damage. Because Mirana is all spell, Sand King is all spell. Same goes to Chen and BH. So Ursa is going to be their only physical damage once all the BKBs come online on Wings. I mean, they don't have much choice though. The other heroes just have no good tools at dealing with BKB targets. they're going to smoke and try to make the most out of the situation before the Klings acquires his BKB.
Yeah, they're going to have to go in and get a really successful fight now. They need the track gold spiraling up, but they also just need Wings to hit the deck, so they hit Na'Vi have room to go for the high ground, sneaking around through the Ancient Pit. They drop a sentry. Now the smoke is going to end up breaking soon as they rotate into the mid lane. Who's going to be the first one to bust it up?
They have to get the jump with the Sand King first on the Slada if they can.
Well, they're wrapping around. The smoke's going to break. They know someone's nearby. The arrow going to go through, just connects on the little Centaur. And now it looks like Ice is going to be going first one down. He tries to channel his ult, but he's going to get picked up. There is going to be a dust popped out. General going to get silenced up. He still has his epi to go through. And there's going to be the BKB showing off from the TA. Can he still get her down through the BKB? First BKB charge used, and it's going to be a waste as Faith Beyond now going to be slithering away on the defensive. Going to be an Earn Strike coming out, and that's going to be a Burrow Strike connecting. Net creep going in. They dropped the Slardar. 3 dead for now. They're looking for another kill. In a sense, it's going to be sitting there looking for the TP, but too much damage comes out from Na'Vi. They get 4 there for the smoke. Hell, I'd say that's worth.
That was really, really good play there by Na'Vi finding the initiation. Wings were like, they saw the heroes coming in, but they were not positioned well. Like, Witch Doctor was way too out of position. They needed the Witch Doctor to drop his cast around the tight area there and drop his ultimate for them to be able to win the fight. The BKB alone from TA was definitely not enough for his team.
Well, here's the replay, just looking at how things got started. And if there was a better jump point, it seems like Wings kind of figuring like, oh crap, we're getting chased. Do we initiate? Do we back off? Do we run? And there's the crucial moment of indecision, the 4-step away. Witch Doctor the first to go down. And then look at TA here. She panics, she pops the BKB. She tries to fight, but then just tries to book it. But, I mean, this Ursa is still ultra relevant in this game.
Yep, there's not much you can do with track on you and Ursa running down against you. Like, BKB is not going to save you from that. So Na'Vi getting a very crucial team fight victory there before the Queens got his BKB. He's going to have his BKB now, but winning that team fight is going to put Na'Vi in a much, much better position right now.
Yeah, looking at the net worth, it goes up and it goes back down. But Na'Vi clearly realizing that their timing window is going to get a lot tougher. Do they have to end this real quick, or now with the BKBs up, do they have to start playing late?
I mean, I think this game, if it goes late, it's still possible for Na'Vi to win because they have Bounty Hunter track. If Wings make mistakes, they capitalize on those mistakes, and you get, because they are Dire, they can get Roshan much better than Wings as well. So those are the factors that would play to Na'Vi's hand when the game goes late, despite not having multiple physical damage costs, because they're going to only rely on the Ursa unless Mirana builds into a much more DPS type of build. But at the moment, he seems like he's just going to go all out magic damage.
Rotation in. Shadow going to be revealing himself here. Seneko might be able to punish that.
If they got the track off, that would be huge for them. He's dusted though.
Yeah, do they have the follow-up? Looks like they're just going to be leaving him be.
That was so risky by Shadow there. If he got track, he was going to be in all sorts of trouble there. So manages to get out of that sticky situation, and now Wings deciding we need to be able to get the jump, and it's nighttime. So if they can get the jump with the Slada, with the Night Stalker giving them vision and eliminate one target extremely quickly.
We're going to see a big Roche fight coming in as it looks like Wings. If they want to get something done here, Seneko going to be the scout. Will end up popping the smokes right there as they walk in. They know Seneko's there. There's going to be a nice blink at the pit. They get the crush off. Faith Beyond going in. Shadow now with the BKB just doing so much damage. The Roshan will go down to the Dire. Ursa gets his second life. There's going to be the epicenter going in there. He should be able to do a fair amount of damage to Ice. He gets the Melody Cop. They're going to go in with the Starstorm, and that's going to be enough. In the back line, the Hand of God trying to do what they can, but they will end up losing the Sand King. Now Dityarad running around, wants to get some blood for himself. Will find the Witch Doctor to get the slow off onto Innocence, courtesy of the Fuse Blade. Now the track here, that's going to be another piece of gold going their way. Na'Vi able to get 2 for the price of 1 right now. I don't think they can go in and get Faith Beyond. He's just too far away. But still Na'Vi getting the positive out of that engagement.
Yep, despite the Sand King not landing a good epicenter, but Na'Vi still able to come out on top there with the track giving the vision and Ursa running down the targets there. There's just no escaping this Ursa if you're support on Wings. Even Ghost Scepters or 4 stars won't be able to help you since he has the diffusers to run you down. And this Ursa is just so scary for the supports. They are just going to rely on the Slada and their core to hopefully win the team fight.
Seneko, oh no. Yeah, he was just out a little bit far.
Yeah, you can't afford to be around the map like this against the Night Stalker, the Slada, the TA. Those heroes just run you down very quickly. And career kill, not anything important in the career, but just good team bounty.
Wrap around though, they're looking for the jump. Ursa a little bit far away. We'll go in, we'll be able to latch a couple of strikes out of Faith Beyond,
It's
but
fine.
Lotus Orb showed off. That's going to be a neat thing to work around. Now, how's Na'Vi going to play around that Lotus Orb any differently?
I mean, you can't really do anything apart from just, handle it. You just have to be careful when he's Lotus Orb out, maybe try not to use track because you track yourself. Just try to track the other targets. They can only Lotus Orb one target at a time, so.
Smoke up. This is going to be a huge play. If Wings can actually get the jump, they get the crush on the two. Ditya in the backlines looking for the follow-up, an immediate pickup there, blasting away the Chen. Dendy trying to do the Ghost Scepter, leaps himself up to high ground, but Ditya going to be left to deal all the damage here, but it's getting too low. They are going to pop the Aegis and the Ursa on the backlines. Ice going to get tracked up, but will he live? Shrugentoss polishes him off, so at least they're getting something for the troubles, but it seems like Na'Vi, one step forward, one step back, and they're not making any big progress there. They are going to get the kill onto the Clinks there. That's a nice position one for their troubles, and can they actually get the stun off? Oh no, not able to get the arrow in time.
Yep, nor the bash as well from Dityara. He just got a Skull Basher, so I mean that was pretty okay for Wings. They got the Aegis and they got one support. It's pretty similar to what they gave up, but Na'Vi will be obviously more than happy to get the track kills there. But it wasn't so bad for Wings at the end of the day. Na'Vi's gonna try to press forward, not knowing if Klinks has a buyback or not, but even if Klinks has a buyback, they want to force it out if they can.
What do you think about the double Desolator pickup for Wings?
I mean, it's still a good item on those two heroes, so I don't think it's much of a big issue for them to have double Desolators.
Is there anything that could have itemized better or gotten them a little bit farther ahead?
It's just very good items on those two heroes. Damage efficient wise, I don't think there's any better items you will want to get. I mean, I know sometimes stacking the same item is not great, but in this game, because of how good the item and how much value it gives the hero, it's just very good for them to have those items.
So Na'Vi, I mean, they're definitely still making strides in the right direction. Do you think they're scaling up efficiently enough?
They're gonna just keep fighting though. I don't think they want to farm.
Oh, Burrow Strike connects. They can get the kill on the TA here. That's gonna be huge. He has the refraction. She's tracked up. There's gonna be a bounce going every which way. Maladin connecting onto a couple of heroes on Na'Vi. The Death Ward doing a lot of damage. Bendy could be in some trouble. There's gonna be a crush onto 3. The follow-up there is gonna be they cut the BKBs, but Shadow getting blasted apart. Little skeleton man falls back down to the grave, and there's gonna be the Epi coming back on through. Sand King able to bring in so much damage, and looks like the crush gonna be a futile effort. Wings, they drop 3, and it looks like there's gonna be no buybacks on the field for now. That's gonna be at least this tier 3 tower going down, most likely the racks as well.
I mean, this style of game, like Na'Vi is just extremely happy to keep trading kills, and they're just constantly getting ahead because of the track and just allowing them to be always having that snapper advantage over Wings here. Wings there, even though getting a really good crush, but not being able to finish off any targets here. Na'Vi is just very far ahead compared to Wings at that situation, despite of the good initiation.
Oh, they're going in. They want to immediately punish the Templar Assassin who just respawned. They got the track, they got the bounce. That's going to be 2 more dead, a complete wipe. And there's going to be a TA buyback if they absolutely need it here. But I think Na'Vi may have just secured themselves a 2-0 in this series. They are showing no signs of leaving Wings' base anytime soon.
Yeah, very well executed draft by Na'Vi, like with the Bounty Hunter. This is the type of game they want to play. Even though with the Wings lineup, they want to play the same game, but you're playing against track. So it's going to be extremely difficult if you're not always winning the fights cleanly.
Oh, the Burrow Strike connects. Poor Shadow doesn't even get a moment of reprieve before he's slapped out once more. I believe so, Winter. The GG coming out. Wings, I mean, they are doing a phenomenal job trying to play their best. The draft, I feel like, responded a lot better to Navi's playstyle, but Navi's still feeling incredibly strong. And look at that teamwork there. High five and all around. It's got to feel good to be Na'Vi right now.
Yeah, both games, exceptional teamwork displayed by Na'Vi here. And this game with the Bounty Hunter, just giving them a very big edge in terms of the way the game is played out. Constant fighting, trading kills, and having the track on your side, definitely a big plus. And Ursa on the Dire side as well, just facilitating the playstyle, allowing them to play a very fast-paced Dota game with constantly getting the Aegis and trading kills with track. So just a well-executed game by Na'Vi.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer than game number 1, but in the end, still able to pull this off. Fantastic playing all around. That's going to conclude this series for now, but we're going to kick you on over to Alliance vs. Escape, which is currently on stream number 4. Again, thank you guys so much for watching the series. I'm Android, that's Winter, and stick around for more Ti6 action. Final day of group stages continues after this.
Makes the jump, they could get Yapsor double. Force Staff to make it away from the pressure. Era has also been stunned up. He's locked back in behind. There's the Torrent. Kezu has to step in and help him out. Hits with an Epi and a Burrow, but the Burrow damage is not going to be good enough. Era still locked down. Forced to BKB, forced to pop
they're
the
running.
Shivas. He's running back in the way. Koikfa's already TP back home. Era might not be able to make it. He goes down.
Great X there as well, catching out the Sand King. No
They
use.
pull him back and they get him with the Torrent. Alliance just shoot down another 3, hit the deck. No buyback for the Skywrath. Double buybacks already coming out for Escape.
Yeah, and we see Koikwa trying to pressure top lane, realizing that this is going to be very hard to defend high ground, trying to force Alliance to back out and think twice about pushing. But Timbersaw defends quite well.
Gets back, stops that push.
That was a hard fight for Escape, since there's even an Aegis on the Dazzle. This time you can't just focus the back line as a Sand King and try to lock them down. He tried to go on the Beastmaster and get him killed quickly, but he's so damn tanky.
Oh, top lane, X-Torrent. They're going to get a free bear, it looks like.
70 seconds on that one. I don't think they have time to get to the high ground, though, in these 70 seconds. He in fact buys a refresher, refreshes immediately, and he has a bear summoned fresh, good as new.
I wonder if they could use that. I don't know. I don't know if Alliance has been keeping dabs on the bear cooldown. I know for a lot of teams they do.
Alliance
stuff like that.
should be one of the teams that has pretty good understanding of the cooldowns for the bear and when they kill it, since they always play on the other end of that spectrum. But at least we're going to see one more smoke movement here, it seems. Grouping up.
I wonder if they're hiding the bear right now. Koikfa's keeping it inside the base. Alliance might assume that there's no bear, but there actually is.
They are.
They're hiding
Oh,
the bear.
they got scanned.
Oh,
Scanned
what
by
is happening?
Dire.
They know that something's fishy. They're heading that way. They already blink in. S4 makes his move. Is Escape going to be ready for it? What a brilliant scan setup coming in from Alliance. The Absorb blasts right back, and they're going to be able to take out S4. Arrow locked down, pops the refresher, pops the ulti, and then begins to go to work while rest of Loda and company are hot and right inside the mix. He's going to get graved. He's going to get saved, but as you can see now, Bulldog getting harassed and down by the bear. Loda's going to get dropped. It's Escape's fight back, and they're going to be doing it here. Kezu moves in. They're going to get Bulldog down. 4 drop from the side of Alliance. It's only EGM who will survive and make it out.
That aggressive blink by Lifestealer, that definitely told me that maybe they think bear is down, we can take a fight, we got this. He blinks in, turns out there's 4 people right there, and they do have a bear, they do have everything, and the fight just goes disastrously for them. S4 getting bursted down as well. I'm not even sure if he got his BKB off before dying. I don't think so. And yeah, that refresher on Era, the Razor, very big impact item this late in the game. Extra duration on the BKB as well, of course.
We have buybacks, of course, here still for Loda, the Dazzle, and even for Bulldog. But this defense will, I was going to say not include Aurora, but Aurora will be back.
Oh,
about 5 seconds time. They make their move in. EGM pops out the boat. Here comes the TPs from Alliance, and Escape are quick to get the hell out if possible, but it looks like Cinder will have to be the one big sacrifice here to tank it all.
Yeah, that's fine. Just an Ogre dying is perfectly okay for them. They have very low HP. In fact, 1 HP on that tier 3 tower. Would you look at that? Tier 3 tower does not want to die on the top lane. But it got pinged out as well by, I believe it was EGM.
Still holds though.
This game.
Both bases just...
I can't believe how many 70-minute games or so that are really back and forth that we've had here at this group stage.
Look at this. Look at the net worth. I mean, I know at this point in the game it's irrelevant, but you could just see how close it is based on that. I mean, both net worth and experience split. Right
It's crazy.
It's all execution here.
Yeah, it's really insane. And, I mean, we've had... I don't even know how many Roshans that have gone down, but, you know, we're in the stage, of course, where supports are getting the Aegis and cheese. It's kind of ridiculous. DD now on Lifestealer. They might be looking to take a kill with the smoke if they can find anyone.
In about 25 seconds, Koikfa will have 2 bears to work with. Alliance.
In fact, 3. He also has one up already, so will be the 3rd.
Oh yeah, and the refresher. I didn't even notice the refresher was also glow off cooldown. 3 bears.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to bring all of those down. You kind of have to go for the Lone Druid himself. Not gonna find any kill though with the smoke and the DD rune. His Alliance.
Do you think the late game Agnum's Lone Druid is of value at this point for Koikfa, or is it not really necessary?
I think it's irrelevant actually. I think you rather just build some items for your main. Like get maybe Halberd or Basher or Abyssal for Lone Druid himself. One item I look towards here is actually Kunkka getting possibly the Aghanim's upgrade. It's not a bad upgrade, and it also stacks up the enemy quite a bit, so S4 can get them killed off, pulling the enemy along. Oh, they find a ward in their base, and they're like, what is this doing here?
Free money, but obviously Escape had been gaining some nice little intel from it. But they're on their own side, working back with their own farm again. It was another, I mean, how many times have Escape pulled out these crafty plays to get them right back into the game? Two
It's
different
crazy.
smokes, the surprise bear refresher.
It's
and
both teams, really. I mean, Alliance, they were meant to lose half an hour ago, 40
Very
minutes ago. They were meant to be out of this, in my book, and they just came back from the dead. And then Escape, while on the brink of destruction, they're like, oh no, we don't want to lose. We're going to make a smoke. We're going to kill everyone. It's going to be fine. It's really just back and forth. I can't tell who's going to win.
Yeah,
at
both
this
of these
point.
teams very good at fighting back on what feels like the brink of defeat.
Yeah, and right now we have, of course, everyone being super passive, as we can see. The buyback, the only one who has it is EGM, and, you know, he's not sharing.
No, not at all. So it's going to be a bit of a slow roll here until everybody feels they have everything they need and prepared for any sort of future movement. And what's this courier holding here?
They do have a smoke again on the side of Alliance on Dazzle, and I think they want to use it pretty soon. Lanes are in a pretty decent position. They are grouping up a little bit here. Might be going for it right away. But at the same time, when you smoke up, you want to know where the enemy are. It's very hard to just smoke into the dark and say, okay, let's find the enemy. Now they do see a few people on mid, but that might be enough to tell them to smoke. Not sure.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like I'm a broken record, but it's like if this fight goes bad for one team, it just could be game over. I say that though, but the other team always seems to find a way to
so
still
many
hold.
times they've been able to hold. It's getting pretty ridiculous.
But there is no more structures to afford losing here. There's no buffer space between you lose the fight, and if they make it in the base, the game is just over at that point.
The big thing right now, though, is that Era and his squad on the side of Escape, they're definitely moving more across the map and getting more farm taken in the last few minutes than Alliance. Like, they've been getting a lot since the last fight. Sure, they did win the last fight as well, so getting some extra control of the map because of that.
We are going into the late innings here. 71 minutes in, and a very disciplined Alliance and Escape as we get into the final stretch. What kind of crafty plays can we concoct here? This Lone Druid, 40K of net worth here. Him and Era still round out the richest boys on the block, but
yeah, really,
they're at the max point now.
Yeah, they're getting pretty maxed out. Of course, Era can still get that moon shard, you know, and get some extra attack speed. He does have a lot of damage from a static link at all times, so would be a good thing to add some more of that. But right now, I just wonder, are they going to be able to take the push all the way here? As Alliance a little bit slow on the reaction. They haven't been able to split push in time, so they're going to be forced to high ground defense against a Lone Druid Bear. And not just one, not just two, maybe three.
3 sieging bears could be coming their way.
Yeah, and we have seen them blow the ship on the bears before, but Escape taking it a little bit easy, farming up the enemy jungle before they head over.
Ping up inside the base of Alliance here. They see Loda.
There is a ward. They're going to find it as they drop their own observer ward. They saw Yapsor. Get that, dude.
They got it.
There we go.
Now they can be hiding under the dark a bit.
The
There's
1 HP towers denied.
X-Torrent on the bear. Yeah, tier 3 denied as it looks like it's going to be taken. Aaron makes his move in. Pops down the Eye of the Storm. Looks to zone them back. S4 begins to unleash here as he gets off the Shivas.
He's really deep.
He's very deep here. Now double force puts him all the way back in towards his team. The boat will fly, but it ends up being just a bit short. S4 makes his move and is able to get the finish on Yapsor while Loda gets the grab on the bear. Era now sapping the damage, taken away from S4. He pops the refresher, begins to go to work. Can they burst down the machine? S4 doubles back now on the back of a timber chain, and Loda picks up the pieces, moving on in, gets the kill on Era, and Era's going to be forced to buy back and relocate back in with the help of the Boots of Travel. And as mentioned, though, the Ancient is in trouble. Can Alliance hold it? Quakefa's going in for it. It looks like they've been able to spot out Quakefa.
Oh, the savage
roar! Pushback goes for the TP and makes it away, but no! They have the X pullback, and he's right back inside the base. They're going to get them, Quakefa Bear.
Yeah, he's trying to run to the woods, little bear, to the woods. Yeah, no way.
Alliance still alive again, and no megas. There's one Rax each side.
I believe the Era might have made a little misplay there, running in so deep into the enemy base. He lost 50% of his HP. Then when he popped the refresher and double BKB to go in and fight again, he just got bursted down very quickly by the Lifestealer. If he had full HP at that point, it's the what ifs really of the fights.
Yeah.
They have 2 cheeses on EGM. He might be sharing those, in fact. Not sure about that. If any of his teammates are hungry.
We'll see.
It's a picnic.
If you have some chips, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Base push.
Escape. Can they hold? It's their turn now to defend.
Surprised he hasn't bought back yet on Lone Raid. You will definitely be forced to, so might as well do it as soon as possible.
Yeah, get it on cooldown.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You don't want to hold on to it like this.
He's nursing it though. Has that refresher still. Bear needs 20 seconds unless he's going to be forced into a position where he has to use the refresher. It looks like he uses it now. Jump in, Epi to look to burst S4. They might be able to get it, but the grave is there from Ake. Loda makes his move. He could get Era again. Era going to be forced all the way down as he continues to sap the damage, but S4 moves on in. He could get the finish here. Razor has to run. He makes it back and away, and Alliance go right back in for the jugular. They're trying to get the Megas and get the finish. Kezu bursted. Loda pops out, goes back in, tries to right click, but the glyph is there. It's stunting the damage, but now it's over, and Alliance have just unleashed the Megas. Here comes Escape though.
He died on Timber, but he has buyback.
They're running in. They have to make Alliance pay for this, and they have to make it back the other side if they want to stay alive in this game, but they turn back. They are going to get EGM bursted down. S4 moves back in. Think he can make a move for Kezu, but Kezu doubles back. Now they move back in, and they're going to get S4 down. He's out for 2 minutes, no buyback there, and they're going to get Loda.
No grave.
He has no grave to put out. Ake to the low ground. Can't even TP away. They get him too.
Oh no, this is disaster for Alliance. They don't have Timber. They don't have Dazzle for a very, very long time. Did manage to cancel one TP down on the bottom lane, defending that lane, but what are you gonna do, Alliance? How are you gonna stop Escape from winning the game right now?
Escape need to clear out this mess in this top lane and get to the other side as fast as possible.
Yeah, and it's time for Bulldog to get crafty. He has been known to be one of these players, you know? He can get there in the enemy
What's he got
base.
to work with? He's got Refresher Orb.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a Roar.
He's got everything to work with. He can
Necro
travel
book.
in on his bird.
Buy
he can
a
do a lot of
second
stuff.
Necro book.
Yeah,
It's something, man.
that's true. He could buy a second Necro book and a refresh and have both of them summon. That works.
Here comes Escape, though. This is it. Their stride down the mid lane here. EGM
EGM is just trying to stall the creep wave in any way he can.
tries to boat it.
Oh, he got the
He got
TP
a lot
target.
of them. He got a lot of them.
Oh no, Loda, what are you doing there? Okay, he's being held away.
Yeah, he's being held away from his base while
I think
Bulldog
this
is
is it.
dead. Bulldog is dead. Escaper in. They're going for it right now. The agent's in trouble. How are they going to stop it? Bulldog moves in, gets the roar off after refreshing, but he's going to get quickly bursted thereafter. Loda's chasing down Koikfa, but he has to move in and try to go for Syndra, but there's too much pressure. It's over. Escape take game number 1 in one hell of a back and forth match.
The dream is alive for Escape as they take the first game in the series. They need every.
This is smart. Yeah. They realize we can't take them in a head-on fight, especially without the Alk available.
Yeah.
Best thing to do right now is just a split push.
The glyph is there, so at some point LGD are going to kind of second guess themselves. They're going to trade Rax if they keep pushing. LGD, where are you? Mirana's back. This is a range Rax in Fear. Could Blade Fury attack it? Yep, he'll do so. Won't actually finish it off as he TPs out instead. Takes the safe approach.
Yeah.
And PPD, he expected to kind of die, I imagine, as he was split pushing this bottom lane, so he's not really too concerned. And it's actually back on the dire side. We'll leave PPD for dead. They've initiated and they've caught one. Looking for Zai. Here's LGD. There's the Omni-Slash aggressive. Doesn't have mana for the Berserker's Call. Fear, he's gone in. He's got the Blade Fury now as well if he needs it, but he'll just right-click down the axe.
Yeah, Sumail going to be the beneficiary of that kill as EG, they continue to try to chase. They want something if they can grab it, and
Chronosphere, Ice Blast, it's coming in. The arrow will catch Sumail as well, and I don't believe Sumail can find his way out of this one. No buyback as well. They can get Fear. This could be big for LGD. They may be able to force that high ground. This time they don't have to worry about the bottom lane. Zai, you're not you are TPing out. He guessed wrong on the torrent. I thought he had vision, but no, he was hiding in the trees.
if Banana could have just walked in there instead of going for the torrent toss, they probably would have picked up that kill, but LGD, they are going to be incredibly satisfied with the double pickoff on the cores, as that might just force them to have to buy back.
Not the fastest pushing lineup. They're actually going to see the bat blink in, but he gets immediately caught by the time dilation. Mule Scepter will help Universe out for a little bit, but it's still not going to be enough to save his life. Now he's dead for 48 seconds. Dazzle, it's a 1-by-1 domino feed. Maybe says, I'll come take out this Tombstone if I have to. And there's the Alchemist buyback. He just had it back up and decides it needs to come out to protect these racks.
Yeah, and even still, LGD 27 kills now. They're ramping up the pace right now. Much bigger fan of this style of play rather than the sit back and allow somebody to farm. It feels like both teams just kind of flip their play styles, as it's now LGD getting aggressive all around the map. So BKB picked up by this axe. Fresh 10-second one to go along with it. Ancient Apparition has wards for days. And that third point of his ultimate does kind of help.
Oh yeah. The shatter health threshold for very high HP heroes, the damage per second, I mean, everything about it, it gets better.
Yeah.
The duration,
damage.
I guess, is the same with because of the scepter,
Yeah.
but
450 and 12 and 32 damage per second. 32 damage per second for 17 seconds on top of the initial burst is insanely high.
See what EG's next move might be, but right now they are struggling. Alkus starting to work on his Aghanim Scepters. He doesn't have buyback, so he's just going to start buying all the pieces as soon as he can.
All right, who's the first one go to? Who would make the biggest difference? I would say maybe even the Undying.
Undying is just so... Undying's at that state where you're so poor that I feel like you just die instantly, even with it, like the Ags.
Yeah, but you take away an Ogre Club worth of strength every single time.
Yeah, I'm not... I think it's good, just unreliable, whereas like Jug doing damage is reliable.
I think Decay is reliable. You get an Aether Lens on that, throw that sucker on.
It's Jug is reliable also just because the hero wants stats, wants to be tankier. But I'm not sold either way. I don't feel like there's no obvious choice in my mind.
EG are smoked up though. They want to make a move, and Zai is just gonna run into people.
He pops the Tombstone just in the open here as Universe gets the grab on. Maybe they broke the Lincolns for this, but I don't think they've got the damage. The Chrono comes out. Fear's being caught. Universe as well, locked in place by the Cold Feet. And Zhao Wei will leap forward. Gun for Fear, and we'll get him.
Run, PPD.
This is your life now, Peter. Get the hell out of there.
He does not have a TP. And LGD are, they're just mean. They're gonna chase this guy down.
Mean. LGD is probably flashbacks to last game where like they're having no mercy today. Not in game 2, and for LGD a win here, it keeps their final day hopes alive. They need a 2-0 probably in their last series against Wings. They also need to complete the job here in game number 2, but right now it's looking incredibly good.
Yeah. This Alk is the only one alive right now for them, as buyback is available for this Juggernaut, but without the rest of his team there, I'd imagine that he's a little bit more reluctant to go for it, as LGD, they're going to start flooding into the base. EG in a position where not really sure what the best choice here is. Sumail looks like he wants to go for the split push.
Gawait's already TPing back home, leaving his team to finish off the melee racks, and there we go. There's the Sumail TP back. Oh, good reaction. As soon as his Lincolns gets broken, the Universe was on top, but
there's no more gem now for EG as well. They rely on that pretty heavily. I mean, maybe his build just makes him so hard to kill. They committed everything to kill him in that fight. Yep. They used the Force Staff on the bat, they lassoed him, they all beat on him at once, and he just kind of shrugged it all off.
Didn't even get down to half HP, it looked like. LGD to be feeling pretty good about themselves. They keep that bottom lane pushed out. They take their first racks of the game, a melee one in the mid lane. Looks like they're going to make their next move now. They transition into a smoke. Roche is up if they can find a fight, but I think more likely they just want to team fight and then try and end the game. They do not need to play around having an Aegis.
Yeah, and without any detection here.
Oh, maybe he's a bit trapped here. We got a great Chronosphere on 2. It is, it's a support and Fear. They'll take that.
They will take that every day of the week, as now they are so close to the base. Man, if maybe he had a Blink Dagger here, he wouldn't have been stuck in the trees. That was such a good Chrono opportunity, though. Even with him being in the trees, he couldn't pass that one.
No. I think the Shadow Blade has given him a lot that a Blink wouldn't, just as far as roaming around like the enemy jungle while invis.
Oh, for sure.
it means you can initiate and have some protection against the Bat Rider too, because you roam around and you're not going to run into a lasso.
LGD all going to get weaved up, but I don't think they care at all.
Doesn't seem that way. Alka's coming in from the side, throws the acid and stun. It gets Manta dodged.
Doesn't even bother popping the Lincolns. What a boss.
Universe will scurry himself back. MKB for Zhao Wei. He's actually transitioning into some physical damage. Don't see this all too often on Mirana, but I mean, it doesn't really matter what item he gets. Let's be real. Well, that's the E-Blade, the Manta, the BKB we sometimes see. It's all frills right now for LGD, who have 4 racks advance, or 3 racks advance. They didn't get the range in mid. So who got the Aghanim Scepter? Alright, Fear with the Ag's Omni Slash. Bit of extra stats, a bit of extra slashes. Here comes LGD, trying to contest the Roshan. Aggressive will be the target. As a BKB, won't get a chance to use it as he gets taken out at the start of the fight. The Ghost Ship will catch PPD, does not kill him though. Chrono on 2, Ice Blast immediately follows it up. Zai and Fear get caught in that one. Good news for Sumail is he didn't get caught, but problem is he now doesn't have 2 of his buddies. He's been X'd up, he'll be pulled back in just a second. The buyback from Jug will come into play as Sumail will see this grave wearing off.
Maybe he's dropping quite low though.
Sumail's opting to run, should just turn and fight, but decides that perhaps too late. Sumail may be regretting not fighting earlier.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Universe being chased down right now by Aggressive, who still pissed about what happened in the last game. He is not giving this up.
Yeah, he remembers getting solo kill.
And LGD doesn't even look like they want to finish off this Roche.
Aggressive at the same time may have gotten too overzealous.
Yeah, Fear though. In an awkward position right now.
Nice little healing ward in the trees, but looks like Fear may be brought down here. Has some backup coming into play. The Ghost Ship will help block some of the damage output as...
That was his buyback.
Yeah. 80 seconds, and Peter's going to call it. He realizes we're down 4 racks. The Alk isn't working. Let's tap out.
Yeah. And everyone from... Ooh. Rough game for EG.
Rough game for our prediction. It was in some way the story.
I thought for a second it could.
It really. So they know the Cuckoo was heading down to Roshan. They won't realize he's invis unless they have a gem. There's Dust on Moon. He makes a break for the tree line, actually locking himself into the Firefly. Spy Carapace will hold him there with the call. Wait for the Culling Blade until the right moment, and that would be the right moment.
Cut you like cordwood.
Unfortunately for them, they won't be able to get too much out of this. Ideally, you want to take out a Roshan and take it away from the Drow lineup. Drow Ranger committing for the super early Hurricane Pike.
Belongs to me.
The movement back then from EU, he just told NoTal exactly where the Observer Ward is. NoTal would have had a guaranteed kill on SD unless that Observer Ward scouted out.
Still looking for a kill. Well, that's an Ags on Mirana. Saw her complete, and that's with an Arcane Boots to boot.
She's got a hell of a lot, almost got as much as the Bat Rider.
Demon and Cuckoo laying a trap for Miracle. Oh,
No, wait. Hey, hello! Miracle imprisoned himself. The arrow is flying in. Hits perfectly. Sentry Wars down for Nyx's Assassin. And there it is. Fly dropped his own one down. The ship from Demon going to be a big fail boat. There was no way he could find the proper angle there. And that is 2 quick and easy kills going the way of TNC. They were trying to do that without any obs ward outside the tree line.
That would have worked if Nyx were in Vendetta. But now, you get 2 kills, immediate go at the Roshan.
This is going to be too easy for OG. Obviously all the damage in the world for them. Maybe not great for Miracle, who Fly is currently hurting to heal.
NoTal's a much better tank because he has 18 armor, marksmanship.
Well, team with the first Roshan kill. You're right, it will be OG.
I'm a little bit worried about the next kills prediction though.
Leap forward, let the Aghanims do its work. And now the call, it kicks in. Is there a Moonlight Shadow time for Crit? That Culling Blade was too early. But Crit will still end up going down. Good kill for an Axe. Just shy of 650 gold for it. And the Moonlight Shadow can't be used aggressively on the bottom. It could be used aggressively on the top. Moon, blink, and he'll start the lasso, pulling back the Axe. There's more support arriving. It was No-Tail who TP'd to the tier 2 tower. So Sam, this is the kiting, and there's nothing you can do about it. Cold Arrow high level, but you can try and gank the other lane. Down to bottom lane, Cuckoo. I say he's going to miss the stun. He missed it on Miracle. Instead he connected on Fly. And Fly and Miracle will walk out together. That Sentry Ward went down just at the last moment to try and see him.
One of these cores is not like the others when you look at your net worth graph.
You're talking about the Drow being so far ahead?
No, I'm talking about the Nyx Assassin being abysmally low.
You're a glass half empty guy, Ben.
Nyx Assassin. Well, Drow and Juggernaut are neck and neck. But the lowest core by far is the Nyx Assassin. I mean, Juggernaut and Drow are within 200. That's not even glass half full.
Yeah, they definitely need something more to work with. The bottom 3 belonging to TNC, where both supports are able to beat the core. Makes for a hard life.
Yeah, I am very concerned because Oracle has so much farm this game. Arcane and Mech, combine that with the Ags on the Mirana. Uh-oh.
TNC just smoked up. I don't know if they got scattered up by the ward before it timed out. But I think they did, considering the positioning of OG. Crit is the man who's close enough that he'll break the smoke. The Observer gets planted down by the Dire side. So they see Crit. No-Tail, he actually pushes himself in with the Hurricane Pike, looking for the kill over on the SD. Can't get it thanks to the Torrent. The Lasso keeping the Axe on the back line, but No-Tail really exposing himself, but he's still not dead. The false promise from Fly. Crit knowingly, No-Tail knowingly put himself in harm's way. Just because he understood his team would be right behind him. Miracle with the imprisonment. They prepare for the kill. And Demon does not stand a chance. And this will be the mid racks. Crit's already working on the bot racks.
Come on, I need one hero to die in the next 3 minutes. Only one, not more.
In the next 3 minutes, I think it's guaranteed.
They could call GG.
No-Tail are not leaving the base. They are going to fight this one. With an Aegis Immortal on the Drow Ranger, the Silence and the Arrow connect over on Cuckoo. No-Tail dropping down low, but the heal is still there. Not going to be enough. The Aegis Immortal will trigger. There's Omni Slash. Juggernaut going in deep. Moonlight Shadow trying to get him out. No-Tail still way too close to that tier 3 tower. They push him down. They push him up. And then the Nyx Assassin. I'll end up popping him. 702 gold coming to the Nyx Assassin, repairing some of that net worth deficit.
Who forced them back in?
I don't know. Was it the Axe?
I don't know, but he was the one who forced himself out.
Nyx Assassin is the only other one on TNC that has a 4-star. It could have been Moon, it could have been Miracle. They maybe thought he was looking the other way around, and then just, whoops.
I think it's more so that they were expecting him to turn around. Oh, okay, let's hope no hero dies in the next 1 minute, but don't know if that's going to be possible.
Total number of player deaths by 25. Well, you can have 35 in total.
What, I have 35 in total.
Oh, that's why he said only one person died the next 3 minutes. Yeah, in that case, we got bloody lucky. But I think everyone's pretty well spaced out. Next, probably.
Wow. Drow Ranger was doing such a good job of not holding on to so much gold, and now he's 4,000.
Well, he just spent it. He's buying an Aghanims. He got 3 1Ks.
And not interesting. I would have expected BKB maybe, but maybe not enough damage. Or Yasha. Yasha's always a nice pickup on the Drow Ranger.
Well, they're coming again. It's like prediction might be out the window 1 minute until that prediction can be correct.
Drow Ranger's not there though. She's actually farming up Ancients right now.
But she's trying to finish up her Aghanims.
Yeah,
which
farm your Ags, No-Tail.
Yeah, they have to back out. Without No-Tail there, they just don't rip through the tower fast enough.
And she already used her aura as soon as she respawned.
Courier's already waiting. They would have to delay even longer if Raven went to that side shop. He'd end up killing the Courier. Well, that's a nice rune for Moon. an Invid's rune while walking around with a gem. Could catch the next assassin by surprise, but right now all of TNC are waiting inside their base. The only person who's out far is Raven, trying to farm up the remainder of his diffuser blade. Not the easiest thing in the world. He spins and TPs back, realizing that OG has to be on the hunt. They also smoked up for this maneuver, but didn't find anybody. So 3, 2, 1, and you are correct.
Whew, that was close.
So TNC, defense time. Everyone's grouped up together. Notel has his Aghanim Scepter.
Axe is not that great for the high ground. I guess it's okay. Axe is
it's
super
kinda
underwhelming unless you have the Maelstrom, though.
I kind of like it when you got Hurricane Pike too. Like, there's actually double Hurricane Pikes. Miracle as well as Notel both finished Hurricane Pikes.
Dire has you scan. They do know exactly where No-Tail is, but sorry, Moon is, but they kind of already knew that.
Yeah, this is pretty obvious what's gonna come. As well, X marks the spot being used. Oh, they're gonna imprison. They can't pull him back. Here's your blink lasso. The Gust will control the Axe outside while they drag the SD unwillingly to his doom. The buyback comes out quickly.
Nice try with the shenanigans.
Unfortunately, imprisonment too strong. Arrow flies in, gonna miss. But there's more of a fish.
He's the anti-Kunkka.
They're going again. 4-star up. That was the Nyx Assassin trying to push Notel into a bad position. Now the disruption as well as catcher. Fly took the catcher for him, however. And now Teeman. Well, Torrent can go to work. OD. Miracle, you're in a little deep there, man. But they don't hit the impel. They don't hit their stuns.
I'm still waiting for him to drop the Sanity's Eclipse.
X marks the spots over on Notel. There's no follow-up to this.
He has so much intel. He has 130?
Yeah, when was it? Have we actually seen him use
No,
his ulti?
He's going to use it soon.
Here it is. 4-star forward. Nyx Assassin, Spy Carapace on cooldowns, and maybe now Miracle can use it. Raven was looking for an Omni/target. With the creep wave there, it's not really the greatest thing in the world. He needs every single hit to crack on a hero. And now with the Axe back alive, they may just have enough control. Axe is actually TPing himself up to the top lane. So Sam can try and loop in from around the corner. Jump into the tree line. They clean up the creep wave as quick as possible. Arrow flies forward. It hits Cuckoo. Full 5 seconds. A quick jump in from Crit with the double starfall and the lasso. Cuckoo is down. 45 seconds. His buyback is available, but TNC are on the retreat. They'll be forced into an engagement thanks to the imprisonment. The Gust keeping Axe off the front lines. Demon, there was not even 3 hits to kill him off. Now Miracle doesn't have enough mana for this Annie's Eclipse. He can't let it rip. Notel in deep. Omni/Slash goes to work with a great call from Sam. They lock him in. 1 Culling Blade. They need more, however. 2 hero kills after you've lost your mid-racks. They have to find other kills. Miracle will be that primary target. Arrow flies forward. It hits on the SD. Miracle will stand his ground. There's no mana. Can he go invis in time? No, he can't. The Axe will get the Culling Blade. And TNC gets some much-needed kills. Nyx, maybe? Okay, he's looking for the Mirana onto Moonlight Shadow. TPing up. Not going to find him.
Very nice job eliminating Shroud Ranger from that fight. They had used all their Hurricane Pikes and Force Staves to commit up to that high ground push, but unfortunately for TNC, they do not get the gem at the end of the day, and they are 1 melee Rex lighter and ranged.
They may find a couple of kills. They may even find that gem. The wrap around from behind, Cuckoo as well as Demon. They walk in, there's Bat Rider. X marks the spot. Spy Carapace for the initial stun. Torrent into ship. Moon
No
will drop,
chance.
but the gem stays alive. Crit TP'd back.
Moon did not have his BOTs off cooldown yet.
Stuck in no man's land. We get a point boost now flying in for Fly.
Oh, is he going for eggs?
Yeah, I think he is. Whoops.
Well, they can get out of their base right now because they do have the BOTs up on the Bat Rider, so they don't really have to worry about him having a TV back to the T1 and then walk all the way over. They can look for a kill very shortly. However, Roshan is going to respawn. It has been 9.5 minutes since the last one, and it will respawn in just a few more seconds.
That's a long time to wait. And OG may not wait even longer. And they know he's going to be coming up sometime soon. Thanks to their observer ward they got in the hillside, they see both Demon as well as Sam running around. It looks like Demon is about to deward. If only they had someone who could reach this.
X can blink, but he doesn't have his 4-step up.
Yeah, but you don't want to blink when you know there's an observer ward there, and OG could be nearby. Exactly what happens to Demon. It is simple imprisonment into Arrow. The El Clasico combo, and they drag back in the Axe. They get both anyway. 1 minute without both Axe and Kunkka. This is just a ticket to push the tier 3 tower on bot.
Yeah, time to end the game. Neither of those heroes have buybacks, and trying to secure the Roshan area, they had a lot of time while Moon was dead, but they weren't able to kill that observer ward at the end of the day. Stray arrow comes in, it will not hit the SD.
A little too shallow. Fortification being used, just trying to buy some time. Never-ending purifying flames coming in from Fly. He has some to heal him. He knows he's going to get his mana back thanks to Essence Aura, and with the AWP attacks! Oh, that was almost 2 AWPs from Miracle to find that kill. And now they bring down the tier 3 tower. This just seems to be a little too easy for OG to take high ground. Another fishing arrow. They'll see Raven in the tree line. Push up as quick as they can, but he blinks away to safety, but melee and range is gone. X marks spot from Demon. Maybe they can get themselves a pickup. It's going to be No-Tail who gets dragged back. No Hurricane Pike. They just send him into Moonlight Shadow. Sentry Ward also being dropped, and they jump forward. But OG not finding any targets from TNC, but they do find the 2 obs.
Man, that Essence Aura is so nice with Oracle.
It never ends. No way to keep vision. Roshan can now go to OG. They have obs and sentries up, so TNC going for a surprise jump in will be very, very difficult.
And OG doing the fake back. They are around the secret shop. Demon sitting right on top of the observer ward.
Demon wasn't ready for it. The disruption's going to be there. They jump in deeper. OG looking for more than just 1 kill. A nice double call, but it won't be enough. The problem is OG is just way too strong. The Omnislash Fly, he's already used False Promise, so Omnislash does get 1 kill. A flying arrow going to evade the vendetta up Nyx. But there's 3 heroes down for the count. Crit jumps up on the hillside. He can't leap down, and there it is. How long did that take? Eclipse will get the kill on the Nyx Assassin. And they're coming in for the GG push.
Yeah, that's pretty much GG from them. So looking at TNC and their playoff hopes, because we are currently on the next to last round of the playoffs. With 0 wins, I'm not sure how good their standings look right now. Looks like Na'Vi have moved up to 6-6. I believe they 2-0'd Wings.
I believe so.
Then TNC is now sitting at 7th place.
They still have a chance by the looks of it, but it depends on the results. OG and Na'Vi are going up next, so that'll change a hell of a lot. There goes your Fortress finally, so...
Thanks for believing in me, Toby.
Green across the board. I'll always trust you to the ends of the earth, Merlini. Correct across. But yeah, OG 2-0. I believe that secures themselves a top 4 position.
Strictly, it looks like.
Era is, of course, freeing up space with this Axe, letting Synderen get his levels, and now they're thinking about doing something, but this is now already a very strong...
They do have Yapsor coming in from the rear, too. See if Bulldog can find his way out of this.
Spin, spin.
Era needs the spins here, not getting a whole lot of it. There goes the lead in, the Boulder Smash, and that's going to be good. They'll get the Bat Rider down and escape fire back once again.
Yeah, it is a very high kill potential kind of lane. The Venomous Gale makes it very hard for Bat Rider to get away. And Bulldog got kind of baited there. He got like 3 or 4 stacks onto the Venomancer and was hoping to get a kill on Synderen, but Synderen is too sly for that. Sneaky little bastard.
As per usual. Bulldog back though, hangs on the tower and will be in a good spot, but Yapsor continues his movement, this time accompanying the Koik for Auk in the mid lane because it is a bit of a 2-on-2 as EGM also